Let me check and see. Okay, it looks live now. Let me check
Okay,
and
good,
see.
good, good. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, we got a good one. Hey, what's up, Effer, Xbox fan? What's up, my man? What's up? Hey, thank you for joining us on what should be an excellent episode of The Unlimited Truth. Um, so, Daya, today was a great day, and let me, yeah, today was a great day for us Xbox fans. We had a lot of great news.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Redfall's get previews look excellent.
Yep.
Hellblade had an awesome looking teaser.
Mm-hmm.
And as usual, the world lost their mind again after some. Uh, to me, it's obvious news, but apparently this is a big deal. Even though anyone with a brain who's been paying attention should know otherwise. But before we get into it, Daya, introduce yourself.
I'm Dia 4568, and I'm glad to be here. And I'm really looking forward to this stream because, again, it is the fall of the ponies. Okay, we're starting to see the 5 stages of grief,
Mhm.
and I'm really looking forward to this because I think that Microsoft's hard work is starting to show off, and I think people can no longer ignore Xbox. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you
Hey.
for having me.
Oh yes, of course. And Ren, Effer here said, "Can we talk about how Redfall is open world and has untethered co-op? Yet people calling it
Oh,
Back for Blood clone. These people are blind. Yes, they are, Ren, and we're going to talk about all of that. We are going to talk about
Real
all
blind.
that. I'm letting you know right now, guys. And Tuck, thank you for joining. I'm letting you know right now, guys. I'm going to be gushing about Redfall pretty much all night because
mm-hmm.
I thought the previews looked absolutely excellent. Absolutely loved what I saw this today, basically, right? And but we do need to jump into it. Jump into I guess. So Tuck, hey Tuck, introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, this is your boy DJ Tuck Master, the original Pony Killer. I don't like ponies. I know ponies don't like me, and I'm so glad when this thing ends. So let's just get the show to rolling, man.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Lewis Frag? And as you can see, Tuck is at the puppy farm today. I hear your I hear your dog back there breathing.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Radiance? What's up, Radiance? So Tuck, Tuck, I'm gonna start with you, man. I'm gonna start with you. Were you able to see any of the Redfall content?
No, no, I did not.
Okay, well, the gameplay looked excellent. One site here, and I saw their video on YouTube as well. He was saying that Redfall is a serious game of the year contender. All the previews look great. But what I do want to talk about, Tuck, are two things. The first one is this: Arcane is looking into removing the always online, you know, option on the single player, right? So this kind of ties into Ren Effers here comment about how it's open world and untethered and co-op. But with single player, there's originally quote unquote drama that the game would be always online, and they said, "Hey, we're going to look into removing it." Right? There
Right.
was also something else interesting he said in the article. I need to find. Oh, there will be no microtransactions. That's the other thing he said. The game's going to have no microtransactions for everybody who think that Microsoft is using this game to monetize. That's not going to happen either, right? And the other thing, Tuck, was that Arcane, the lead designer of the game, said Arcane that there was a PlayStation 5 version. It was canceled. Now, to me, Tuck, this isn't news. How many times have we said for the last 3 years, right? That you don't pay $7.5 billion for the status quo, i.e., you're not Microsoft didn't buy Bethesda just to keep putting games on PlayStation, right? And the usual thing they say, Tuck and Daya, oh, Phil's lying. He said he wasn't going to remove games. And to that, I raise you one question: what Bethesda game that existed on PlayStation was removed from it? And
None.
there, yeah, none. So Tuck, I'm gonna start with you, man. What are your thoughts on this? On Arcane confirming that the PlayStation 5 version was canceled. And does this mean that Phil Spencer's a filthy liar and we shouldn't trust anything he ever says?
Let me tell you right now, one thing, ultimate, let me tell you. It's a joke. Okay, it's a joke. What do you expect, people? They didn't buy this company just to keep things on other systems. We know Sony don't do it, and Sony haven't never done it. In their lifetime that I know, matter of fact, they don't even own games. They own exclusivity to certain games, but it's the same thing. What they do, they do the same doggone thing. No, Phil Spencer had everything. Like I said, when you go there and buy a company or something like that, or you buy different venues and all that stuff. No, I think what Microsoft doing is right. Just take it off the other system, and that's that. And plus, what I'm hearing now is that they said the developers are glad that they took it off the PS5 because they work on one system.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
That's thing that they're not telling the truth about everything. You go to all these other venues, all these other YouTubers. That's the first thing they ain't talking about. But they ain't talking about what the developers are saying, that they're glad that it's off that system. They even said that they was glad that it's off the system, but they're not telling you that. And that's what gets me so doggone mad about that. Okay, if you're going to tell the truth, fellas, tell the whole truth and let that be that. But you're going to sit up there and talk about your little part of it, and that's it, thinking that making Microsoft like they're the bad guy. But actually, the developer even said himself that they're so glad that it went off the PS5 so they can just work on one system, and that's good.
Yes, and sorry to cut you off, Tuck.
Huh?
I said sorry to cut you off, Tuck, but as he said right here, and here's the quote: "It's not development of Redfall started a year prior to the acquisition. It's not very serious. It's even a good thing, I think." About he said about dropping the PlayStation 5 version. It helps to support Game Pass and has one less platform to worry about, one less complexity. And that's just confirming what you said a minute ago. Continue.
But you never ever hear anybody else, any of the other YouTubers, they're not even bringing that up. They're not bringing it up at all. They just want to bring their little version of it up, and that's it. And that's what gets me so mad. If you're gonna be a YouTuber out there, tell the whole truth of the whole matter. Don't sit over there and lie. Everybody knows that Xbox dropped it, but when the developers come out saying that it's a good thing that they did to support the Xbox Game Pass, that's what they did. So. Man, I took like this, man. When all these YouTubers came out with that, because I saw it when you did on Instagram, but when I heard it, I said, like, what is it? They sit up there lying about this. I did my research like you. Like you always tell me, do your research before you even talk, and that came out to be true. I'm like, y'all, come on, y'all.
Yep.
These YouTubers getting your damn nerves, like Kari Mariotti and BMG, whatever his name is, doing all that lying, instead of just telling the whole truth of the whole matter. So, and like you said, Ultimate, you ain't buying a company for how much? For $7 billion to put it on anything else. That's common sense. We don't complain about how they took Final Fantasy. They took one of the Final Fantasies off, supposed to be released in the same day. Sony did that. They turned around and did that. Eventually it might come to the game. It might come to Xbox. It might come to Xbox, but I think it's still a time exclusive. So what is it saying? Is it the same or is it not the same that they can do they dirt, but Microsoft's not doing their dirt? They already told people already what was going on. And that's it. I get so tired, them getting on Xbox about this, Xbox about that. But when it comes down to it, Microsoft is doing everything right, and Sony's doing everything wrong during this time of their console life.
Yeah, and to add to that, Tuck, to add to what you were just saying, it's listen, all the signs have been there since day one, right? Phil Spencer said, Microsoft can recoup the ZeniMax purchase investment without making games multi-plat. Said that back in 2020, right?
Right.
Phil, how much time, how many times do they need to clarify? And I remember what I was going to say, Tuck, in response to you. Remember, we were told all last generation, Tuck, what Xbox has no games, right? And
Right.
now that Xbox has games, they're crying, and they're crying hard, and they're crying about games that weren't coming to PlayStation anyway. Because again, I don't, and see, they tried to put this weird narrative out, Tuck and Daya, that well, the game should still come to PlayStation because it was in development before Microsoft bought them. And to that I say, after January 2021, when that deal was official and they officially owned Bethesda, nothing other than any existing contracts that they honored mattered.
That's
All
it.
right,
Right.
it didn't
Right.
matter. All right, it doesn't matter that Sony was going to pay for time exclusivity on Starfield. That if that happened, the narrative right now would be, oh, Xbox need to do better. Xbox isn't going to have the biggest RPG ever. This, and that. That's what the narrative would be right now. It
Mhm.
doesn't
Right.
matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter that Redfall was in development for 1 year, but before it was purchased. It doesn't, because the moment the ink dried and it was official, Microsoft could do whatever they want. Right.
Right.
Mhm.
And I used the car analogy again. It's like if you bought a car and expected the previous owner still has rights to your car. No, he fucking doesn't. The moment he gave you that title, that's yours. That's yours, right? And the same
Right.
applies here.
That's
And
true.
Radiance 96 here said MBG, and for those who don't know, MBG used to be an
Mhm.
Xbox guy, Daya, and then
Oh, okay.
he jumped ship to PlayStation around 2017, 2018 because of exclusives, by the way,
Oh,
because of
wow.
exclusives, right? And
Wow. At the worst time too, because
yeah,
Microsoft was making
yeah,
Yeah.
changes
At the
then.
worst time.
right. And so he jumped to PlayStation because of exclusives in like 2017, 2018, and now and as Radiant said, he does a 2-hour rant saying that exclusives are bad. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this
Yeah.
stuff up with these guys, right? That's called betting on the losing horse, basically. There,
It
Radiance.
is.
And so, Daya, I'm gonna pivot to you,
Mhm.
right? So the big news, was this to me? It's obvious news that
Mhm.
Arcane has confirmed that Redfall was originally in development for PlayStation 5, and of
Mhm.
course, in early 2021, when Xbox officially owned Bethesda, they put a stop to that. And as Harvey Smith said, the studio director said in the interview, we were acquired by Microsoft, and it changed with a capital C. They came in and said, no PlayStation 5. We're focusing on Xbox, PC, and Game Pass, as they should, right? So, Daya, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Is Phil Spencer a filthy liar? Did he take games away from PlayStation fans like they're pretending, or is this just what you expect from somebody who bought one of the largest video game publishers ever?
Phil Spencer is doing exactly what Jim Ryan did. He's
Mm-hmm.
following the market so-called leader. All right.
Yep.
Jim Ryan made, when Sony bought those games, they made them exclusive. I mean, those studios, I'm sorry, they made those games that they were producing exclusive. We know that there were probably some games they were making that was going to come to the Xbox,
Yeah.
but a lot of Xbox gamers had to accept that. And see, this is another thing too, which is why I like this community.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you guys were faced with that situation, that was, at that time I wasn't in Xbox, I was on PC.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys took it on the chin, even though it was hard because you was losing a lot of franchise favorites. You knew there was going to be games that you're never going to see sequels to, but you were able to accept that and move on and adjust, just like you guys adjusted to Xbox games going to PC. And look at how gracefully the Xbox community, for the most part, handled that.
Yeah.
Now, let's just look at how the PlayStation community is handling this. Not to even mention how Jim Ryan is handling the ABK deal, losing one major game that they want to hold on to. But the ponies at this point, they're starting to feel. At first, they were able to lie to themselves. They were able to, you know, hold things down because they weren't seeing the games. And I knew that once the games start coming close to being released, not only will they see how good these studios are, because I've said this before, Arcane never misses. That is their slogan from me. Arcane never misses.
Mm-hmm.
Their games are critically acclaimed, even if they don't sell well. Okay, that's because a lot of times you have to. Their games are not clear cut. Like if you look at Deathloop, most people won't know what that is until they play it. Right? That's just the complexity of their games. But they make very good games at what they do. And it's just like how they've been trying to make Bethesda look like a joke and call them Bugthesda and all that, which is true. They have bugs, but that's because their games have several layers of systems operating on top of each other. So you're going to have bugs. It's just the nature of the beast. But they usually work those things out as quickly as they can. So it's not an issue. It's not like game breaking bugs. But even with Bethesda, they are award winning. So you're dealing with studios of this caliber, but they were able to delude themselves and say, oh, these games are nothing. Now look at Redfall. Redfall is in some of the mouths of some of these people who reviewed it is a game of the year contender. How many games are they saying about Xbox with that? We got Hi-Fi Rush.
Yep.
That's for some people is their game of the year contender. And
Yep.
now Redfall, and Starfield is falling on that list. And Forza Motorsport, I mean, look at the year. And if Hellblade falls, I'm telling you now, there's not going to be a year better than 2023.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, gear yourselves up for that. But as far as how they're acting now, this is the beginning, people. They're starting to hit the wall. They're seeing that this is it now. They're not going to have everything their way. They don't get the preferential treatment that they were used to. They're entitled. They feel like Xbox games deserve to be on their platform. Well, they're going to learn. Phil Spencer may seem nice, but he's fighting for his people. He's fighting for his ecosystem. And they're about to learn that the hard way. Just
Yep.
like Sony's going to learn that through the ABK deal, that he's fighting for his company.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Dea. And here's the thing: we heard for years, Xbox be the behemoth that you are. Xbox, you're a $1 trillion company. Act like that. We've heard it all. And now that they're doing it, now that they're pushing their weight around, the exact same people, Dea and Tuck, the exact same people are doing what? Crying. They're crying. They're bitching and moaning. They're whining. They're making 2-hour rants, like Radiant said a few minutes ago. 2-hour rants about how exclusivity is now bad. Again, now remember, last generation, especially the second half, all we ever heard was that Xbox has no games. Xbox needs exclusives. We're the AAAs. This, and that. We heard it all. And now that they have it, not only do they have it now, they're going to dominate with them. Oh, now it's a problem. Oh, now they stole games. Now they're using unfair practices. And I'll say this to that unfair nonsense. How's it unfair to make a game you own exclusive? Come on now. They that's another thing, Tuck and Dea. They pretend to not understand what the word own means, how ownership works, right?
Yeah.
They think they're trying to pretend that Microsoft broke some fake contractual agreement that never existed. Because we saw what happened. Matter of fact, when Microsoft honored Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo last year, Xbox, there were even so-called Xbox fans who were complaining, man, they got more, Xbox has more exclusives on PlayStation than Xbox. And in less than a year, it switched. In less than a year, what happened? Deathloop hits Game Pass last September. Ghostwire Tokyo hitting Game Pass in April. And then we got 3 confirmed exclusives this year from Bethesda and Redfall, Starfield, and Hi-Fi Rush. And I don't care. And listen, I'm saying it right now, and I'm saying it with my full chest. I do not care that Redfall, Starfield, or Hi-Fi Rush was once being developed for PlayStation years ago before Xbox owned it. Because I know this for a fact. Sony did not have a contract that said Redfall is going to be exclusive, or else this would not be an Xbox exclusive right now.
Right.
And the same people who said Xbox has no games, who was telling us Xbox was dying all last generation. Now you can't turn around and get what you want. You guys got what you want. Y'all guys were more aggressive about Xbox having games than we were, right? That's how aggressive y'all were about it, right? So you can't cry about that for years. Get what you want, and then now you're mad. No. I ain't gonna let that fly, right? And as Paltrek said here, they're as petty as Sony themselves. They love exclusives. They just don't want Xbox to have any. Exactly.
Right. That's true.
And what's so funny about that, Paltrex, is that they're the ones who made exclusives seem like the greatest thing ever. They're the ones who made exclusives seem more important than every single game. Even when the numbers all last generation were telling you the biggest games sold every year were almost never exclusives. There were always your Call of Duties, Assassin's Creeds, Maddens, FIFAs, GTAs, and stuff. They
Mhm.
still said that no, but we buy consoles for the exclusives. Okay, cool. Now that Xbox has plenty, oh, it's not fair. Unfair practices. This, and that. Y'all. Excuse me. Y'all are not gonna get away with that, man.
And it's going to get worse because Microsoft is the only, in my opinion, the only publisher at this point making brand new IPs, like IPs you've
Mhm.
never seen before. Those are most likely going to be exclusive.
Yep.
And most likely, unless they're designed to be like a Fortnite or something, they're going to most likely be exclusive. So think about all the IPs we haven't even seen yet.
Yes.
They're demanding games that they didn't even know existed. Nobody knew Hi-Fi Rush existed, but they were up there saying that that game deserves to be on Nintendo. I've seen that, or that game deserves to be on PlayStation. Why? You didn't even know the game existed until it shadow dropped. So so the
How does
audacity
it,
of them.
Daya? How explain to me how does PlayStation or Nintendo deserve these games?
I guess they look at the amount of players there, but that is subjective because at one point Xbox had more or was neck and neck with Sony PlayStation. That is not a
Mm-hmm.
given, okay? And with this ABK deal looming over the shoulder of Sony, that's absolutely not a given, okay? I think this is a huge threat. I personally believe that removing COD is a mic drop moment. I think it is going to really hurt Sony. I can't stress that enough. It was far worse than even I understood it to be. And so they're not coming out of this unscathed. I don't care if they had a 20-year deal. It's not going to help them. It's just not
No.
because they were relying on that IP. And
Yes.
there's no way Microsoft is going to set up COD to take care of Sony more than their own interest. They're just not going to do it. They didn't pay 70 billion for that. Okay, so they're in some trouble. And so all I can say is that we've been trying to warn them. I don't know how many people you had, the Michael Pachters and all kind of people are trying to warn these people. But
Mm-hmm.
now they're starting to see it. They won't understand till they see it. And this is the begin. This year is going to nail that hammer in. It's going to nail it in. And I'm telling you now, the MBGs and others like him, they're fighting for their lives because he was banking on the ponies to get his channel through and to get his money in the bank. But he understands now that he bet on the wrong horse
Yeah.
because Sony doesn't have longevity the way Xbox does. And I think right now they're in full panic. If they try to come back, they're not going to be accepted in the Xbox community.
No.
If they try to be neutral, the ponies will reject them.
Yeah.
They're in a rough place right now, as they should be. Because if you were going to make your decision to side with a company and play the console wars, then that's what you did. If they never did the console wars, if they was just talking about gaming news, I could say, hey, yeah, they're for everybody, but
Yeah.
they weren't doing that. So yeah, this is good. This is a long time coming. I think Microsoft has earned this. They have fought for it. They are still fighting for it. And I'm telling you now, all of you in the chat, anybody who listens to this after we're done with this podcast, Xbox is fighting for you. This is what they're doing. This is why they're doing. They're putting money behind everything. This is why you have so much value. I mean, you're seeing it right before your eyes. There should be no reason why you should let anybody make you think that your purchase wasn't worth it. Look at this. Look at the type of quality games they're giving you. Look at this. They got games. Even though I don't care about Game of the Year because I don't like Keely's show. I don't watch a show. Okay, but the fact that people are bringing these games up one after another as Game of the Year contender, this is the quality you guys are getting. If you want to know where your money's going, your $15 every month, your $10 every month, this is where it's going.
Yeah.
So you should be
right.
elated. Let the ponies just drown in that salt and enjoy this. This is what you have been waiting for. This is what you have stuck it out with Xbox for. This is what you wanted to see. Now you're seeing it. And it's been glorious. I've loved it. I've loved every minute of it.
Yeah, same here. I think it's been a blast, and I think it's been absolutely blast, especially since they bought Bethesda. That was the real game changer a couple years ago, and it's nice to see the benefits of it happen so quickly. In the sense, and I say that in this sense, when Microsoft bought the likes of Double Fine, Ninja Theory, Obsidian, we're still kind of waiting for a lot of their games. Well, not
Right.
Obsidian. Obsidian be releasing games like crazy
All the
sometimes.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like the
yeah, they're
insomniac.
not a good example, but Double
Yeah.
Fine, in Exile, because that's a studio that we haven't even seen what game they're
Oh, that's
working on.
true. That's true. Yeah.
And you know what, fellas? This
Let me-
what really bothers me is that an Xbox just came out, and I love what they said. They came out and said 10 years is enough time for Sony to come out with a shooter.
Yeah.
Thank you, Xbox, for
enough
saying
time.
that. Thank you
But
for
are they
putting
gonna-
a cutoff point there.
But let me ask you this: but are they going to take the deal? They'd be a
No,
fool
No,
not
they
to take it.
they can't
So-
take it. They can't take it. I'm gonna tell you why they can't take it. They don't. This is what happens if they take it. They will. They're not going to take the. I do agree with Realist on this. Realist said this, and Realist, I think you're in the chat. I'm not sure. Yes, he is. Hi, Realist, and
Oh,
hello
hey,
everybody
Realist.
in the chat. I didn't get a
Yeah,
chance to say
chat.
hi
I'll
you
get to
guys.
y'all. I'll get to y'all later.
But he was right. I think Sony is going to. Microsoft doesn't want to remove COD off of there because it's just too much money on the PlayStation. Why would they?
Yeah.
And they don't care. They're giving up things out like candy on Halloween and stuff. Like they're just like, here, you want a contract? You want a contract?
They're like Oprah. They're like Oprah. You get a 10-year
Oh,
deal.
yeah,
You
yeah.
get a 10-year deal. You get a 10-year deal.
I mean, a kid can walk up and say, "Yeah, you get one too. What's your name?"
But
So
you know
like,
what?
yeah, they
You
don't
know-
care
hey,
about
hey,
COD
but you
going
know
there.
what? This is what somebody told me today. Listen, this is what somebody, and I had to listen to him. You thinking about this? He said, "Yeah, you think about this. Do Microsoft need Call of Duty? No, they don't need Call of Duty.
They don't.
They already got two banger shooters already in Halo and Gears of War. So when they get Activision, they just join the family, and that's it. They just join the family, and that way they can benefit off that too. They can make Call of Duty a whole lot better than what it is now.
I would say though they don't need Call of Duty. It's not like they would be collapsed like a Sony or something without Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But they do. Why not take the revenue because they paid
Yeah.
70
There-
billion?
I'll say this. I'll say this, Dan. I'm sorry to cut you off there.
Okay, no
But I'll
problem.
say this: there's no such thing as too much money. To these
Exactly.
companies, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, they don't need them, but they need them in a sense to kind of make up the money they're spending. So yeah, why not take it? Why not take the Candy Crushes? Why not
Yeah.
take COD and have Warzone that raking in the money and all? Why not do that? They're gonna have a presence on mobile, so anything that's a perk, that's great. They can get that money because all that money that was flowing to Activision and going to PlayStation, I might add, is now going to be coming, at least the majority, the bulk of it, to Microsoft. And now with all these other deals where they
Yeah.
weren't getting money from before, because remember, Microsoft is showing Activision this is how you should have done your business. Okay, they're saying you should have spread this everywhere because you could have got more money for it. You wouldn't have to be beholden to a Sony. Look at how they stabbed you in the back. So now Activision is learning from Microsoft. This is like they're learning from Big Brother. All right. So now whether or not the deal goes through, it will. I'm just saying that, just to cover my bases. But if it didn't go through, Activision now understands how you conduct your business with Sony. This is how you handle them. This is how you control them. So moving forward, it doesn't really matter anyway. But Microsoft is going to be collecting more money than ever. Okay. So just add on what they already are getting, because Call of Duty is not in all those platforms yet. But then look at what Microsoft is going to get once they are in all those markets.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, and I'll say this, Day, to add to that. Oh man, I hate when I lose my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. No, you good. Listen, we already saw Microsoft is genius in this sense. They saw games that were successful as multiplats, games like Minecraft, games like The Elder Worlds Online, games like Fallout 76, and even though that game didn't release positively, has over 20 million players. That's a fucking success. Yep. And now Call of Duty, and they look at those games and say, why don't we just keep it on Nintendo or keep it on PC or keep it on PlayStation, make that money and just fund to get more exclusives. It's genius. It's genius because now Call of Duty is staying multi-plat. You don't got to deal with the crybabies of, oh, you taking games away from us. No, you could still play Call of Duty. That money's just gonna fund our next new IP.
Exactly.
It's just gonna fund the return of Conquer if they ever want to do a Conquer one day or Banjo one day out the blue.
And why would Sony sign the contract? Because they can guarantee Microsoft has that money. They could pull out at any this way without a contract. They don't really have to. Neither one is beholden to the other. But at the same time, Microsoft is eager and willing to give them Call of Duty, so they don't really have to sign the contract. This is where I agree with realists. However, if they don't, though, should Microsoft decide to change their mind, they have no protections, and nobody, not even the regulators, can protect Sony.
Yeah.
So this is the conundrum they're in. So do they fund the next, well, the money that they were using to fund their first party is now going to Microsoft to fund their exclusives in their first party. Should think about that. They're funding their opposition. They don't want to be in that position at all. But they have no choice. They need COD. So they don't know what to do. I think they need the deal to just be shut down. They can't do either one from their perspective.
Yes, exactly. And our boy E-Rock and my big brother in the game, E-Rock X, man. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Oh, nothing much, man. Glad you could join us. Hey, so E-Rock, to get you caught up, and well, I'm gonna read Louis Fragg's comment because it ties into actually our first topic. So Louis Frag here said, the meltdown is real. I just saw the previews, and wow, I can't wait to play Redfall. Now, E-Rock, were you able to see any of the previews today of Redfall?
Looking at it right now, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does.
I haven't, disclaimer, I haven't seen it yet. So, I will speak on, I have seen everything leading up to that, but not the previews.
Yeah.
So
the previews have been looking fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that after our podcast.
Yeah, and guys, please, and everybody watching, watch all this content in 4K. I promise you that's the way to watch it. But E-Rock, the big news that came out today was that Arcane confirmed that Redfall was originally in development for PlayStation 5. And here's what Harvey Smith, the studio director of Arcane, said. When we were acquired by Microsoft, it changed with a capital C. They came in and said, no PlayStation 5. We're focusing on Xbox, PC, and Game Pass. And for some reason, E-Rock, this made everybody lose their mind. Right, everybody's calling Phil a lot. You know how it is. Anytime there's Xbox news, E-Rock, everybody all of a sudden treats Phil like he's a absentee father on the Maury show, right? And he's just a big liar who's never wanted, who just lies to their face or something. And so I ask you, E-Rock, is Phil Spencer a filthy liar, or is just something obvious? Because to me, this wouldn't even be news. Because of course, listen, E-Rock, if I came in and I paid $7.5 billion for a company, and their content was going on the competitions, you know what the first thing I'm gonna do, E-Rock, is the fuck I'm paying for that on PlayStation. No, get that out of here. Get that out of here. So E-Rock, what are your thoughts on this?
Phil Spencer, our experts have determined that you are the father. But anyway, hey man, it is what it is, man. I'm loving this. I always go to sleep or go watch a movie and I wake up and there's some more bullshit going on in this gaming community with this gaming media.
Somehow.
It's somehow, some way, is always something going on. And somehow, some way, people are so shocked that Microsoft and Xbox will conduct business. I mean, you pay that kind of money for a publisher, of course you're going to get your shit that you now own off of their platform. It's more sauce for the goose. It's only what Sony has done for decades. Back in the 90s and the 2000s, they paid for timed exclusivity for Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto 3 didn't get on Xbox for like a year. This is just all Sony's chickens coming home to roost. And I was saying to somebody earlier on Instagram, I don't feel sorry. Like, first of all, I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't feel sorry about them at all.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for them to finally get theirs. Them and Disney. I've been waiting for them to get theirs for years, and it's finally happened. With Sony, decades, and the last, I'll say, 13 years, Disney.
Yeah.
because nobody played the game dirtier than Disney, and now they chickens have come home to roost.
Mhm.
Executives are leaving that damn place like the damn Titanic, and I
I,
love it.
I'm happy too, Iraq. I'm with
Uh,
you on
Yeah,
that.
because they have done dirt that you can't imagine, right?
Wow.
Paid reviewers, paid influencers,
Wow.
paid those same influencers to give opposing products bad reviews, rigged Rotten Tomatoes, lied about their theme parks revenue. They have been dirty. But as far
Wow.
as PlayStation, somebody mentioned on Instagram, like, well, man, you don't feel bad if Sony goes away? Like, no, because nobody's played the game dirtier than them for so long. And this is the first time. You know what? Sony's always been afraid of Xbox since Xbox came on the scene in 2001.
Mhm.
Their biggest fear has been this right here, what you're seeing: Redfall, Activision, the
Right.
Bethesda, all of these intellectual properties that Microsoft and Xbox now owns. Um, Something totally unexpected: the advent of Game Pass, and Game Pass basically changing how we consume entertainment. And they weren't ready, Dea. They were not ready because they spent the entirety of last generation doing a victory lap
Exactly.
at the E3 2013. They did the entirety of last generation counting boxes. They did the entirety of last generation patting themselves on the back for a victory that the media handed them. Meanwhile, Microsoft took their lumps, restructured, and here we are with them saying, no, no, we understand that Redfall was a development for PlayStation 5, but we took it the fuck off of there.
That's right.
And,
As they
and,
should.
and if you want to keep Call of Duty to fund your first party games, which we shouldn't do at all, you either take this 10-year deal like Nintendo smartly did,
Right.
or no Call of Duty for you. Sony is in no position to call any shots, and that's why we've had this fiasco for the last 8 or so months of Jim Ryan going around the world in 80 days, as Unlimited said. My man turned into Phineas Fogg and shit. He had the hot air balloon. He was going to Brazil to the Pitcairn Islands and shit. I mean, trying to stall this deal, right? And Hebot and myself, we know how dirty Sony is, so we knew in the back of our minds what they were doing, but we couldn't vocalize it because there's nothing worse than being uh, a pseudo reporter or a pseudo gamer or a pseudo YouTuber, whatever the fuck we are. There's nothing worse than passing around the wrong information.
Right.
But we needed to hear it from the mouth of that CFO of Activision, who said she heard it out of Jim Ryan's mouth. Like, we just want to block your deal. We had to hear it out of somebody else's mouth,
Yep.
right? How dirty Sony is and how they played dirty for years. So this is all their chickens coming home to roost. I don't feel nothing for them. This is, as we said in previous podcasts, these are the end times for Sony,
It
and
is
it was long overdue. Redfall looks beautiful.
beautiful.
It's looking even better than the last previews that we saw.
Yeah.
Today, Unreal Engine 5 had a huge show.
Yeah, big time.
Lords of the
It,
Fallen looks nuts, but they also
Yeah.
showed just a second of the motion capture that this girl was doing for
Hell,
Senua's. Oh my.
Hellblade. Yeah, I was
hold your
gonna
thoughts
hold
on
that.
that because we are going to
Mhm.
talk
Okay.
about that.
Yeah.
Hold your thoughts, please, because
Of
we got to
course.
talk about that.
Unlimited production. You don't have to explain to me how a formatted show works. I've been trying to do a
Yeah.
formatted show for years, but Tucker's like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
man, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
My puppies is barking, and my wife coming in the room. But hey, man, I'm excited for Redfall. But yeah, of course, Microsoft is going to take their shit off of your platform. Why should you benefit off of something that they pay for when all you've done is keep IP and keep characters off of Xbox? Now you have no power, and now you're getting bullied, and you don't like it. Excuse my French, but as far as I'm concerned, tough shit.
Hey, no, you're absolutely right, E-Rock. Absolutely 100% correct, man. And that's what make headlines like this. Where is it? That's what make headlines like this so funny. Xbox cans the PlayStation 5 version of big game despite all the talk about player choice. And I need to reiterate this because this is the big lie that they push. Is that Phil Spencer said that they're not going to take games away. And to that I asked at the beginning of the show, E-Rock, name one game that released on PlayStation already from Bethesda that was removed from that console.
Mm-hmm.
None. Redfall did not fucking release. I don't care. It stops. You're not going to trick me by saying, well, it was in development. Yes, it was in development. Do you know what development means? It doesn't mean officially released. It means still in fucking production.
Unlimited production. Can you you and I both have Marvel's Avengers, right?
Yes.
Can you play Spider-Man?
No. And that's a multi-plat.
End of discussion.
Yeah, exactly my point. So Sony could pay for stuff like that and nothing, but somehow this is what makes me laugh about this whole Phil Spencer's a liar thing. And I pulled up two Phil Spencer quotes that's going to disprove this. Here's one quote from an article that was titled "Xbox exclusives are completely counter to what gaming is about." And the actual quote from that fucking interview that people don't read, because I reiterate, people only read headlines, E-Rock, Daya, and stuff, and base their opinions off it. But I read this shit. And he said, as a player, you are at the center of our strategy. Our device is not the center of the strategy. Our game is not the center. We want to enable you to play games you want to play and the friends you play with on any device. And here's the important part. On TV, the Xbox console is going to be the best way to play console games. Notice he specified console games. Notice how on the quote they said that our focus is on where is it? Here it is. Xbox, PC, and Game Pass. Notice how you could play Game Pass, E-Rock, on your phone. Notice how Tuck, you could pull your tablet right now and play Game Pass. Game Pass. You could if you got a Samsung TV. 2022 or farther Samsung TV day, you could play Game Pass on your TV. Right. That's what he meant. And here's the other quote.
Yeah.
Here's the other quote. Exclusive titles is in the console space is part of business. All platform holders do it. They are marketing beasts for the platform. Our competitors have a lot of exclusive games to when we're launching new games on Xbox, PC, and cloud. Oh, by the way, I forgot the cloud. Xbox released on so much shit.
I know.
we forget stuff like that.
I'm gonna give a good. Wait. I'm sorry to defend your thought, right, Craig, but it's like this morning. I got up early this morning at 7:00 this morning. Went out on the porch, got my tablet hooked up, and played a Plague Tale.
Well, there you go.
You can do that.
Yes, and that's what Phil Spencer meant by that whole play anywhere. So please stop. So don't ever believe these lies from these articles that, he said about player choice was never about fucking Nintendo and Sony. All right, guys, that's like saying Apple, we're going to put the App Store on Samsung phones now. No, they're never going to say that. When Apple says they want to reach more people, they mean they want to reach countries that they previously weren't selling at. And for some reason, everybody gets this except when it comes to Xbox, right? And Louis Frag here said, watch the donkeys delete their Twitter accounts. That's not going to happen. That's their favorite exclusive is Twitter. Louis, you don't understand. These guys will argue with you at like 3 a.m. on Twitter. I had to stop Twitter. I told E-Rock this years ago. I had to quit. I had to stop fucking being on Twitter because some dude was arguing with me at like 2 a.m. about video games. I'm like,
wow.
What am I doing this for? Right? And I was like, no, screw this. So, hey, Other Zing, thank you for joining us, man. You there?
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, I apologize, man, for not being able to make it on here.
Nah, you good,
the
man.
chat was not happy, Zink,
Hey, the only thing that could stop me from when Unlimited called is a funeral, and that was one today.
Man.
That's the only thing that stopped it. That's why I said, give me 10 minutes. Hey, you know what? They're older. It's their time. But let's jump right in here, man. I'll tell you guys in the green room one day what happened. It's Jerry Springer type shit. But at any rate,
so
let me jump in. Yeah, I heard a little bit. My Dia's favorite well, my boy Ramo's favorite Dia filled me in a little bit on my way home. That Redfall was talking some trash, and that's a good thing. And I said a long time ago, and I'll leave it to this. I don't want to interrupt the flow of the podcast, but people were complaining that Starfield and Redfall were getting delayed. No, you guys remember I said this a long time ago. It was they were getting rid of. Jason Ronald showed up and said, "No, now that you don't have to make this for last gen PS5, you can make that for the power of RDNA 2. We're going to help you make this game rock," and that's what they did. So they
That's right. I
revamped the
remember you
game.
saying that. I'm sorry. I
Correct.
remember you saying that
Yeah.
a while ago. It was a long
Yeah.
time ago.
And that's what they do when they don't have to. It even happened 23 years ago when they had to change Halo in 9 months to fit on the Xbox One, the original. I'm sorry, the original Xbox back in 2001 or 2000 when Halo came out. But that's what they were doing, and everyone's complaining. No, you don't have to complain. They're making this game for next generation RDNA 2 that the PlayStation is not.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right there, Zinc. And that's that's why I didn't quote Zinc earlier, because I want him to say for itself, because I like to give people credit where it's due. And Zinc did say that for as long as I've known him, that he was the first to say it.
He was.
About how they were pretty much, these games were quote unquote delayed to scrub the PlayStation 5 version.
Yeah, he did say that. I remember that.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
He
and that was the first thing I thought of when I read this article. Was, man, Zinc had his Hebot moment.
Yeah, he
had this
did.
Hebot moment where
He
he was right for so long, and then finally the news catch up to him being correct. I love it. Man.
Hold on, Hebot isn't here.
Yeah, he just got in. He just got in.
Oh damn! I was just about to say yeah. I was just about to say yeah. I'm taking the place of Hebot. I'm running moonshine across state lines, pull some E-Rock shit.
You see, every time I'm not around, all you do is get crazy. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all got no sense every time I'm not around. You get crazy every time. But by the way, hello, Mrs. Dia. First of all, how are you? I heard you, honey. I just, I had to be a gentleman about it. These delinquent lunatic motherfuckers over here always acting up when I'm not around. All the time.
You got it.
They need you. He about to keep everything into control.
No,
Yes,
that's your
for
job.
real.
No, I like Dea. She's the only one that gets here on time.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
No, but all jokes aside, Hebot, man, thank you
I
for
know
joining
something
us.
talking about Tom.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Y'all missed when Tuck had his dog with us earlier at the beginning.
Oh, man.
Shit.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He's back in the
I'm about
palace.
to run
My
that
boy
back.
Tuck.
Man, he's at the puppy farm today.
Yes, sir. My boy Tuck.
All right, but Hebot, man, I want to get your thoughts on this. See, to me,
What's up?
this is something obvious. So Arcane today confirmed that Redfall was originally developed for PlayStation 5.
I saw that. Didn't get to read it, but I saw that.
Yeah, and Harvey Smith, the studio director, said we were acquired by Microsoft, and then everything changed with a capital C. They came in and they said no PlayStation 5. We're focusing on Xbox, PC, and Game Pass. And then in the same interview, he said pretty much it's not very serious. He thinks it's a good decision. It helps support Game Pass and one less platform to worry about, one less complexity.
Yes.
And Game Pass has a ton of players, and it could be their biggest game thanks to 30 million Game Pass users, right? So pretty much, this article is basically a confirmation of everything people like you, E-Rock, and Zinc has said forever, right? So I do want to get your thoughts, though. Is Phil Spencer a liar, or is just what we expect? You don't pay 7.5. Oh man, he of course he drops, but hey, when he gets in, I'll get his thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, man, you don't pay that much money and then just keep things the same as usual. Phil said years ago about how and where is it? Here it is. Microsoft can recoup the ZeniMax money without making Bethesda games multiplat, right? All right, hey, thank you. All right, you're back now.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's just I had a pony sabotage moment. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Yeah, so let me get your thoughts on this, man. So what are your thoughts on Arcane canceling. Well, not I don't even think cancel is the right word, but I can't think of a proper word of
Mm-hmm.
the PlayStation 5 version after they were purchased by Xbox. I think it's just business as usual.
I think a proper word would probably be just
restructure.
restructuring.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
No,
here's the
I
thing.
don't like that word. I say it cutting the cancer out, getting rid of the bad apple
Well,
to make things
that's
better.
another way to put it. Absolutely. But see, here's the thing. Just like when you guys remember when Insomniac made the announcement that they got acquired by Sony, they immediately made sure that they posted on Twitter anything that we do from this point forward, whether it's Spider-Man or whatnot, you got to buy a PS5 or a PlayStation console. If you remember when they said that stuff.
Yep.
So I think
And it
it's
was a
just
lie.
right. Which I think it's just adequate that this is the same positioning with Arcane, that they were doing something. They, in order to maximize and do something at its best quality, is to do it in smaller amounts, right? A lot of games that come out, believe it or not, even though I understand why, right? Because they're trying to compare, make as much money everywhere. They're trying to appeal or appease to the entire fan base or whatever the case may be. But that's why a lot of games come out with bugs nowadays, right? Because they have to do so many versions of them, and then they got a deadline. Then they got to prioritize a certain version and make sure that that version is at the highest quality, because that's the version that they're relying on, that they're going to sell the most of, or that is going to make the game shine at its very best, right? Whether it's graphically, technically, with all the bells and whistles and things of that nature. So if Arcane was in that position where they were making the game, they felt maybe, listen, it was going to be a little bit anemic on other consoles if they tried to go forward with some of the things they were trying to do, because they didn't have enough of the resources, features, certain elements that hardware needed, like RDNA 2, like Dolby Atmos Surround, like Dolby Vision HDR, all the things or maybe 12 teraflops of power, right? All those things that the Series X obviously offers. I'm pretty sure the decision was made because they want to make the best possible game. So I don't see what the problem is, because especially that this decision, for what it looks like from what you guys were talking about from the article, was made immediately after they were acquired. Yep. You know what I'm trying to say? So they weren't breaking no contracts. They didn't have a contractual obligation. This wasn't like they did with, Tokyo Ghostwire, or what they did with Deathloop, where they had a contractual obligation, like even Wasteland and even Psychonauts 2, for that matter, that they had to, that they had to appeal to. Yeah, what's up?
And you remember when Microsoft honored those deals? You remember what they were saying? We got more Bethesda exclusive than Xbox.
Right? Yep. Yeah, we got more exclusive than Xbox because they were there first, right? Which, in essence, when you look at it from the outside in, as a stranger or as a casual, you were like, yeah, that's true. But obviously, people that are in the know, like us, right? We know that was just something that it was an unfortunate mishap that comes with, something like acquiring a company for the first time. Those are just their contracts. If Microsoft would have never honored them, they would have had to pay out the wazoo because they were going to get sued, right?
It's not worth it for a few games.
Exactly. It's not worth it.
And I want to add to that, when they were saying that, they were really trying to hurt the Xbox community, because everyone was excited on this side. We had a new acquisition. They were looking at the games and seeing, oh man, this is coming to Xbox, this is coming to Game Pass. But the only way they could think to hurt the Xbox community was to say, we got more of your games than you do. You can't even play this. So now,
go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean. I just wanted to say now.
No, absolutely not. No apologies needed. You're actually touching on a very valid point. But what I wanted to do was add to what you just said, because it came to my head.
Okay.
When they mentioned those things, remember, if you guys remember when they said, wait, we acquired Bethesda, but we still got to do not Starfield. We still got to do Ghost Tokyo Wire, Wasteland 3. What was the other one? Tokyo Ghost. Deathloop.
Deathloop.
The Xbox community were like, yo, we good with that because we gonna get it anyway. Remember? We were like, we getting it anyway. We ain't hurt for that. We ain't beat. You get to play the game. Good for you. We gonna play it too, and we're gonna be able to play it on Game Pass, and we're gonna be able to play the best version.
So good. We get on the
Right.
Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah. No one in the community of Xbox, except for the ones that are just kind of weak in the knees, so to speak, right?
Mhm.
Were complaining about it. We were just like, yo, this is good stuff for us because we are guaranteed future games. We're going to be guaranteed the best versions of the games. We're going to be guaranteed that it will be on Game Pass also. We're going to have that option. So we just embraced it. You can tell off the back, right off the hip, Xbox dudes that were real Xbox guys celebrated. It was a celebration because this is just good for us because we have more developers. We know we're going to have more games because of the result of it, right? Long term. But it was only the ponies, so to speak, right? That they were like, "Yeah, we got your games. Y'all, the Xbox sucks. They can't even have their own games on their own platform," making it seem like it was because they were too weak to just make them their own, right? When they don't realize, hey, is it really worth it to break that contract and then have to pay a bunch of fines and get a chance
and
of
you know
getting
what he bought,
sued?
and also, and I understood it, but I was, E-Rock and I we wake up on the wrong side of the bed every day
Yeah.
and choose violence. But when you calm down, you realize that the reason they allowed those contracts, because like now with the regulators across the world,
Right.
now it's a better look when we say,
Oh,
hey, we
yeah.
honored those contracts.
That's
Yes,
You
sir.
see how we did? We were
Absolutely.
nice to everyone. And now we're going to spread the wealth. We're going to give the wealth to NVIDIA. We're going to give it to Nintendo. We're going to give it to the Gabe Newell's team. Now we're going to spread the wealth even more. It's just a good look. And the perception was excellent. And so it proved to be a better long-term strategy to honor
Absolutely.
those
Hey,
contracts.
other
But we
Zinc,
don't know.
other Zinc, he bought. How did
Yeah.
all that mouth running? How did all that mouth running work out for them? Did it
Not
work
too
out?
good.
Not well at all because
Did it
look
work
at the
out?
situation they're now.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because here it is. A year later, I'd never seen the community. This is why I got off of Twitter, because I got tired of seeing them take L's, and I got tired of seeing the retarded intelligence every day. I never
Mhm.
seen the community just keep running their mouth, keep taking L's, running their mouth, keep taking L's, running their mouth, keep taking L's. So here it is a year later, Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop and all of that shit. Like Boss said, came to Game Pass. We ain't got to pay shit for it. And two, them motherfuckers didn't even buy those games. It's
Oh,
proven. It's proven. It's proven
E-Rock.
that they don't buy shit that's not exclusive. Well,
E-Rock. What happened with
I don't even know what all that capital was for. What's all
look
that
at what
capital for?
happened.
We're
Look at
getting
what
some
happened.
feedback.
Look, you have the answer right there in your own mouth. Look at what happened with Deathloop, right? Deathloop got an immediate audience on the Xbox of over 5 million players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like, even though it had controversy to this point, look at Atomic Heart. In 3 weeks, 5 million players.
Mm-hmm.
That means that every game that releases just keeps shutting down and cementing more and more
Yeah.
that the Game Pass structure is the future for games. Hands down. Because people will play games. And I said this from the very beginning after I figured it out and I looked at it from their point of view and their perspective. I said it makes sense because when people see games on a service, they're not going to care. They're going to try it out because it's free technically, right? Quote unquote. And once they see how good these games are, or if they appeal to them, or if they like them, they're not going to hesitate and they're going to press that buy button. You understand? Especially if they want to own. And that's exactly what's happening. And every game that comes out, from High on Life, Hi-Fi Rush, even Scorn, for Christ's sakes, did so well that they just confirmed they're going to do a sequel. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Because remember, we didn't hear numbers, right?
Yeah.
We didn't hear numbers, but they said Scorn did extremely well, which we should have known because that's what it's been since, I think, since last year when some other stuff that came out earlier on, like Ascent, that did well. A lot of games they've been saying have done well. And again, each game that comes out, each release that comes out, just cements Game Pass, games as a service, is the future. Gamers like options. Gamers like to feel freedom. Gamers don't want to feel like they have to be obligated to do one thing over the other, pick one game over the other. That is the beauty of Game Pass. And like E-Rock said, look how they're taking their L's. They had to teardrop and eat them all and suck and drink them all up because they had it first, and yet it didn't sell because they had no option. They had to pay $70 day one.
Yep.
We
and
did not.
Primitive. Yeah, and you know, and like you know, I love the chat, and you know, that's where I came from. Dia came from the chat, and the realist, even though he's been on several podcasts, the realist one at 714 states, more than money, their reputation would be shot. Could you imagine the regulators talks of if Microsoft reneged? I guess you were saying Microsoft, if they reneged on those exclusivity deals, those Oprah contracts would have been worthless. You know, and I like what he said, those Oprah contracts, because you know, I mean, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you know, but you know, it's things like that you know, even though we would have chose violence 100%, they did the right thing. Their long-term strategy proved profitable, and right now nobody can say shit.
They can't stop Microsoft. Microsoft is unstoppable at this point. They can't do anything to stop.
Well, he makes a good point too, realist one, because he said, remember when Project E was announced? Yeah, so was that other game that they're getting that's exclusive that from this, which it's like a hack and slash action. I forgot the name of it. And they're also now getting it exclusive. And now that makes them look bad because they brought that up in the courts. They already presented that situation. They're like, this game was part of the multi-platform situation where they were going to release on one platform that was announced for our console. And here it is. Sony paid for exclusivity and it's no longer coming.
And that's where that game is going to go to die because most of those games don't do well when they're.
Oh, but I guarantee you, Dia, all of them will fail.
Good point, Dia.
Yeah, it's going to be another Forspoken situation where the dev probably goes under, then the Xbox version never.
Well, I hope not, but you have you're 1,000% right that that's more likely what's going to happen. Yeah,
and the ponies are going to disown the company and all that, so you know it's going to be a cycle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know how. Let me ask you this. Now, how long has Game Pass been around now?
About
2017.
Okay, check it out. How many games I own? I own 246 games. On the Game Pass, all by itself, they say we don't got no games. I got 379 games on Game Pass. That I download on Game Pass. So next time talk about we don't have no games all damn day.
I think the best way was said.
You also bought a lot of games because you play games on Game Pass.
Well, like E-Rock said a while ago, they say that Xbox has no game thing out of spite at this point.
Yeah,
you know. Listen. They're going to be saying we're going to be posting Redfall gameplay. They still going to be like, well, what else you got on Xbox and all this other nonsense.
And unlimited. I think unlimited or a deal or somebody tallied something up and they said, if you count the games this year was some like $5,000 or $6,000.
Yeah, it's like $7,000 worth or something like that. Yeah. I remember that.
Absurd.
I remember that.
Hold on.
I remember that. I remember that.
Find that article.
Yeah,
I remember that. I think it was a tweet somebody put on Twitter. Unlimited. Look for a tweet on Twitter. I think it was that.
Yeah, I remember. That sounds familiar.
That just puts what Tuck said in context, you know. And people want to like mock or attempt to say something bad about Game Pass. How can you say something bad about saving $5,000?
Yeah.
That's stupid talk.
Because they're so mind warped to support Sony that they'll disregard literally everything Sony doesn't do. If Sony didn't do it first, they hate it, and it's that simple. It doesn't matter how innovative, how good, how much money it saves you, how good the game is, how fun the gameplay is, how well the game does. They don't even listen. Remember how they used to say, well, we got to support the devs. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about Activision's. The reason why Activision was sold was because of a woman literally killed herself from the abuse they had there and all this other crazy stuff they had that was killing their company basically, right?
Unlimited.
That's
part two. All of this is a fiasco right now. But if it ever went to court, What you just said and all of the bad things that were going on at Activision that caused their stock to drop initially, all of that stuff will come to the surface and this thing will all be wiped out. This is a super done deal.
Yeah,
on all accounts.
They wouldn't be making deals with Nintendo and Nvidia and all of them if they weren't, if it wasn't basically done. Everything else is just I listen. Everything else is pretty much just everybody just doing their job basally.
Plus Unlimited, if I may, right?
Go ahead.
These guys, right? They act like the Game Pass service is free. They don't understand that you're paying $15 a month, and if you have 35 million people paying $15 a month for the whole year, that's a lot of money. That's in the billions, and that is why Microsoft is making.
No.
Remember last year.
Hold on, Dia. I don't know if y'all called anybody in a lie since I've been gone today.
No,
I called Hebot in the lie. Hey, Hebot, it's $1. It's only $1. Remember that? Everybody is saying it's $1.
$1 for the first time that you joined.
Well, that's even more impressive because they made $3 billion last year. So they got 3 billion subscribers.
Listen how that sounds. Unlimited. Listen how that sounds. Even if you paid $1, 35 million people, that's $35 million a month.
Terrible.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Regardless, that's a month. $35 million a month if it was $1.
Crazy.
So think about that. So how much is 35 million for the year for 12 months? And that's at $1 per month. So again, it's a stupid argument. It's so dumb. If you do the math, you'll understand, damn, this is why they're making money. Just like they don't realize, that's how you catch them too, because I know that argument that other thing is talking about. They say, oh, it's only $1. No, if you join for the first time, and I remember the other argument is that they try to act like you can share Game Pass when you can't.
No, you can't.
Game Pass is locked to each account individually. That is why they're talking about doing a family plan to make it easier for people with bigger families.
Guys, can I clarify all of this?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yes, you may.
All right, because I like to cut. So Hebot, Chris, my good friend. They're not dumb. They've lost. They're losing. Mm-hmm. You ever see children at the Little League when they're losing their baseball game? Or children when they lost their game, lose the game of jacks? I'm taking my jacks and going in the house. They're mad.
Right.
They're like little children. They've lost. And the reason why they're so upset and they're on Twitter talking such heroic dumb shit, it makes no sense. The math don't add up. The logic don't add up. You got Dreamcast guy with his acne and constipated face just making up shit. Oh, my God. It's because they lost.
Dude, he was the first one to do a video talking about Microsoft suggested that Sony has more than enough time to make a Call of Duty competitive game in 10 years. Like, trying to make it into, like, how dare they? Who the fuck they think they are?
He made a video called Xbox Series X and Redfall are bad for gaming.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, and let me tell you.
Wait, what was that, E-Rock?
Tell me, Rock.
Yeah, he made a video called Xbox Series X and Redfall are bad for gaming.
Oh, my goodness.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, dude, let me tell you how accurate the chat is. E-Rock just started going off on logic. And Shane G said at 721, PlayStation weirdos capping for a sub service full of our year-old sloppy seconds.
Wow.
Dude, that is highly accurate. My boy, favorite of Diaz, Ramo, he said the same thing. Also, I think Sega Man said it, that Dr. Vaca said it. These jokers over here hyped up for a game that we had in Game Pass a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And talking about it's a great month.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
I mean, they've been
somebody trying to say, oh, my God.
Yeah,
isn't it great how Sony's PlayStation Network service has become better than Game Pass? I was laughing on the fucking floor. I was dying. I was dying.
Yeah. Hey, what
I
were you
forgot
about
who
to
said
say,
it, but
Dia?
she was hysterical.
Dia, what were you about
Basically,
to say?
what I notice is that they're trying to use that as now they're like trying to pump up the PS Plus service now. I'm looking at that and I was looking at the games. I said, man, those games look awfully familiar. I was like, wait a minute, those games was
Right.
there like how long ago? 'Cause I couldn't remember. I just knew I saw those
That-
games. I was like, wait a minute, they were in Game Pass.
Yeah, you know what's funny, Daya? In a couple of weeks, a first party studio, Sony first party games gonna be day one on Game Pass, $70 on PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you
It's
know what?
called
Like
cognitive dissonance, like E-Rock said.
E-Rock said, yep,
Whatever
and like
makes them feel better and
and
makes
here's
their
something
purchase feel validated. That's all it is.
and here's something before Unlimited want to go because them would have been wanting to go on to the next topic for the longest time. But this last one, like we choose violence. E-Rock, how do you feel that we can play MLB again for $1?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they have to pay
$1. Stop it, you
$70
liar! Not
for
$1.
for their game. For
Yeah.
their game. We took their game.
Yeah.
Here's what's crazy. MLB The Show is so bad. I won't even download this year. I won't even download. We don't even fuck with that
Oh
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
Dude, I
really
downloaded. Hey, dude,
Major
hey,
League Baseball was better.
see, hey, you know what? Oh, hey, yeah, correct. Hey, but you know what? I download it every year and I watch the White Sox versus the Cubs as I clean up around the house. I probably
Oh
watch
my
3 games
But it's
and listen to 3 games
yeah,
and then just turn it off.
because it's not fun. It's not fun to play. It's not
What?
intuitive. Like, say what you want about Madden, but like two dudes that never played football games or two chicks that never played football games can fucking pick up Madden and play it. And it's not very intuitive. All I have to do and
Well, E-Rock, well, I'm not gonna say that. Somebody is echoing, but I'm not gonna say that, E-Rock. People that like baseball, they
We
like
have
baseball.
feedback and
It's
we have a
it's
hard time hearing.
it's like me and NASCAR.
We got an echo.
I don't hear an echo. Who's echoing?
stop.
No, it didn't.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Wow, I'm not hearing nothing.
It's like feedback.
Let me see. I know it's not me.
There's only one person it can be. He-Bot, where is he?
No. I mean,
That's really distorted. What the heck is going on?
I'll see if let me turn on my mic, but I don't think it's me.
See?
No, it's not yet.
Damn.
Yeah, let me mute myself.
And anybody have the show on their own TV or computer screen or anything?
I don't have this. Who is it?
I'm
It might be
muted.
feedback from that.
That's weird. Why is there so much of it?
Tuck, are you sure it's not you?
No, it's not me.
How do you know?
I know.
Mute yourself and that's how you know. Just mute it. That's all.
Damn, we was having a fire discussion
Yeah,
going
no.
on.
I think it might be out of sync.
It's not other sync. I'm on that good phone, but I'm gonna drop out just in case it is me.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop out too.
All right. Damn technical issues, man.
Yeah, messed up. Good conversation.
Darn it, I still maybe should I drop out?
You can try, honey, but I doubt it.
Hey, Dave, you still got the you remember when we have issues earlier? You still got that up on your computer?
Let me bring that up.
Other sync.
I do. You mean the second browser, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's on mute.
Echo.
Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's causing it. Everybody done left and came in.
Do you still hear it?
I do, and it's the heat bot the worst. I might have to pop out.
Yeah. Go ahead and come out and come
He
back.
about you jump out and come back.
Yeah.
Come back in.
Okay. I'll go too. Be right back.
All right.
All right, what do y'all hear now?
Just keep talking unlimited. I still hear 50.
You can check and to see if everybody is
now. Yeah, so it was probably either Hebot or Daya. So when they come in, we'll find out who.
testing.
All right.
Rock, when you talk, get echo.
Yes.
It's still echo. I hear echo.
Jeez.
Well, it can't be me because I don't even have the technology here to cause an echo. Tuck left out, right?
Well, let me go out and come back in, fella.
Okay.
Keep talking, dear.
Test.
It's still echo.
Can you guys hear me?
Still echo. You echo.
Okay.
It's still echoing. None.
I think it's the StreamYard maybe.
It probably is StreamYard.
Because StreamYard never messes up.
Yeah.
Listen, if it's not me, you know something's going on.
I'm gonna jump out and listen to you guys.
Okay.
Oh, that's odd.
Dr. Fox, you crazy.
No,
Oh man, he's too far to the crock pot.
Yeah, we gonna get to the next topic after we get this working.
Oh man, this sucks. We was having a fire chat.
It's just I couldn't understand what was being said because there was so much echoing, especially when
I told you,
everyone
it's the fucking ponies. They don't let you have no kind of conversation.
Yeah, Zink said echo.
And you're the only one that doesn't have an echo.
That's true. It's only unlimited. That's clear.
Oh shit, that's even weirder.
Oh
no. Let me see. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I just came back, y'all.
Unlimited.
Welcome back.
Now, Tuck don't have. Hey, it's fixed. Whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's maybe a window that Unlimited might have open.
Oh yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, y'all sound good now.
Yeah. No echo.
Hey, Zink, get your ass back in here, man, so you can finish this job.
No, man. No. He left and saw Bubba Wallace racing around the track, so we lost him.
Oh boy. Leave NASCAR alone.
Yeah.
It's a NASCAR boy.
But hey, man, yeah, these are good times, man. But they're like children. That's why I left Twitter a long time ago. I don't commiserate. I don't commiserate with Sony fans. I don't talk to them. I don't associate with them. I don't deal with them because I never seen such babies over this shit. Like everything was cool as long as Sony got. Everything was cool as long as they could have the L. I mean, have the W.
Right.
Everything was cool as long as they can get a win. And Xbox was getting mud flung at them, and games was getting canceled, and all of that shit was cool. But like Unlimited Production had said 3 years ago when we had started our Exile podcast, he was like, every generation is a reset button, and this shit reset, and they've been getting they asses kicked ever since Xbox launched, really, and they do not like it, and I'm loving it because it shows their character. It shows MGB's character. It shows who Crap Gamer was. It shows who Saltiest Gamer was. Dreamcast guy. All these guys, it shows Colin Moriarty. It shows who they were all this time.
Yep.
It shows that all y'all was about was Sony winning, and who gives a damn about anybody else. Now Sony ain't got two pennies rubbed together, and they're basically in the position Sega was in 2000. No, they don't like that shit at all. They don't like
and
that
to make it worse, E-Rock, they did all this while shit talking. Xbox needs to do better. Xbox needs games. Xbox needs to buy studio. Xbox has weak console. 1080p makes you a better gamer. Just a decade, E-Rock, of nothing but endless shit talking.
Run it, unlimited, run it.
About how terrible Xbox is, how Xbox is gonna die. You know, Microsoft gonna sell off Xbox.
That was the latest one.
We've heard all of it. And then what? And then not a single one. In terms of the negative ones, not a single one came true. In terms of what they said they wanted, they got everything. They were more aggressive about Xbox needing games than we were as Xbox fans.
Exactly.
So they should be the one lining up behind the next Xbox right now. Even more than that.
What makes it so hard to believe, Unlimited, that they talking about now how Xbox is buying these studios. I'm like, darn.
Again. Be the behemoth that you are. Xbox, you're $1 trillion company. Show it. This, and that.
You need to do better.
Y'all need it. Tuck. Every single thing they asked for, Xbox gave it to them. And then I remember an interview way back when Phil said, "Man, we're not deaf to the criticism, basically." And at the time, I thought that it was just a power thing. That's what I thought. No, he meant they're not deaf to every fucking thing because they addressed all them concerns.
They addressed
and then some.
And that's the one thing I never want to hear a so-called Xbox fan complain about what Xbox is doing. They're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be 100% to your liking, but they have tried to answer every criticism. They have checked off almost every box. And once these games start falling, which they already right at the edge of it, I don't want to hear anybody else say anything else about what they need to do. They have done everything that people have asked of them.
Everything.
Well, look what they did with Redfall. They people were not comfortable with the campaign being online, and they already said they're trying to address it.
Right.
Which means that they listen and they're trying. Like you said, everything people say they try to do, everything.
Yeah.
So Xbox fans in particular need to be happy with what they're getting, because the PlayStation people, I tell you, they don't get that. They're told to take this and like it. Okay.
Yeah,
but on this side of things, you can ask for Microsoft to do something. They'll consider it. And if they can do it, they will do it. They don't have a problem like that. So, you know, you guys are lucky, far lucky. You just don't know.
And let me jump in.
Well, dear, you guys are just mad because you don't have a game like Spider-Man. I'm glad we don't, because according to Ryan, Spider-Man ain't profitable.
Hey, and you know what? And you know something, man? I hate to say Unlimited is too young, because he's not. Unlimited brought up some bullshit from like 1919 or some shit. I'm like, what the hell? And, you know, hey, and but no, he didn't do anything. But Unlimited is the type of guy that'll bring this stat up. Somebody said that there has been 37 Spider-Man games dating back to like Atari.
1982, nigga, I owned it.
Bro.
I had it.
Yeah.
But after,
bro, hey.
And every single one of them, Zink, you're swinging through New York.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, wait. Hold on. Unlimited said something important.
Go ahead.
So Unlimited, are you saying that there's only one biome? Is that what you're trying to say? Because you remember how they said Halo doesn't have enough biomes and shit. Man, shut your ass up.
Hey, Zink, I saw an article today that said, and this is how low the standards are for Spider-Man games. An article that said Spider-Man 2 need to break out and go to Queens and Brooklyn. I'm like, that's still fucking
hey, Unlimited. That's how geographically challenged stupid ass ponies are. They so stupid. They're so dumb.
He's new enough to put him in other locations. I mean,
You dumb Xbox. You just wait. Spider-Man's going to go to Bedford-Stuy in the DLC. Like, you fucking dumbass.
Here it is, Zink. Spider-Man 2 should expand New York to include Brooklyn and Queens.
Wow. See, man. See,
that's why we live through Unlimited. We need a child shall lead us. Okay, dude. I mean, this is absolutely insane. That how more geographic. Now we know Sony fanatics haven't completed freaking grade school. That's when we knew those things. I think we had to name the 50 states and their capitals and all this shit back then. Come on, man.
Oh man, excellent stuff. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next topic because like E-Rock hinted at earlier, today was a great day for showing off Unreal Engine 5. And I think the star of the Unreal Engine 5 show, and I'm gonna play the video real quick. So everybody try to stay silent for a moment to prevent any echoing.
Ooh.
I see through your darkness now. I see through your lies. I will show them how to see as I do. I will not appease your gods. I will destroy them.
So we talk about Sony's mocap and Hellblade is clearly going to revolutionize the game because did you see the way it seamlessly went from the actor's face to
unbelievable
to Senua's face? That was unreal. I don't know if this is what we got going on. If this is what the power of this next generation is, I'm glad I spent $500 on the Xbox Series X.
Yes.
But before I go too hard into gushing, Deus, it sounds like you want to speak on it, so I'm gonna let you go first. The first lady of chat, what are your thoughts on the Hellblade 2 teaser that we got today?
I don't know where I just went, but it felt like heaven. Oh my gosh! As a gamer, jeez, that blows me away to the degree that I've seen other AAA games do like a really good job. Like I say, like I'm trying to think of the company. The people like made Detroit Become Human or whatever. They were probably the closest, but this blows them out of the water. Like this is
you mean Quantic Dream?
Quantic Dream, yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't even tell what was real. I'm sorry.
It's unlimited. He made Dia echo because Dia is talking the truth, and Mark Cerny have a contract with Unlimited.
Yeah, you should be good now. Dia. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, it's just look at that. I can't tell what's real and what isn't. I've looked really close. I cannot tell. I mean, I see hairs on her nose. I see pores. I see the water in her eye. Everything. Unbelievable. I just can't. And this is from a team that Colin Moriarty said, "Why did Xbox purchase them?"
Damn it! I was supposed to start with that. Hold on, let me play that clip. Hold on, wait,
Unlimited. Don't play it yet. Dia said something so sharp. Dia, you talked about the hair and all of this stuff.
Yes.
Her teeth, Dia. Have you ever seen a better set of teeth? Her teeth are perfect, dude. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I heard you had a perfect set of teeth too, though.
Before we even start, look at these three douchebags. Why is it that every PlayStation dude always looks like a fucking?
Tell it.
They all have beards now. They all have beards now.
Hold on. Let me play the clip. Though. Let me play the clip. Hold on, because it's going to echo once I'm mute.
Oh man, you guys are just buying things. But why would you buy like Ninja Theory?
Colin Moriarty. That's why you buy Ninja Theory, you bitch. That's
Exactly.
why. That's why you buy Ninja Theory.
I got a better one too. I got another one for you. They bought
Go ahead.
Ninja Theory. They bought Ninja Theory because Ninja Theory started with Xbox, and they said they gave them their first opportunity with Kung Fu Chaos. It's called loyalty, just like Insomniac kept their loyalty. And when they had an opportunity to do another game, Microsoft gave it to them, let them built a new engine, and still didn't want to be acquired. But as soon as Sony wanted to buy them, it was different.
E-Rock, let me go. Let me get E-Rock. Let me get Hebot. Hey, Hebot, no. No. Remember, I think it was last week, they said Phil Spencer was so impressed by what he saw them do at Hellblade. He went back and he played the first Hellblade.
Yeah, and he finished it.
No. But he finished it because he said, Phil Spencer called me. And people were saying, man, that he wanted to finish that because he wanted to immediately jump into the new Hellblade, right? But that wasn't it. Phil Spencer called me and he said, I can't believe Sony didn't fund Hellblade 1 because that game is a piece of shit. He said, I can't believe that they didn't nurture them like we nurtured them. And now we're going to get Hellblade 2. That's what he meant. Hey, man, that's a true story, man. Oh, hold on. We on Unlimited Truth, so there's a little bit of bullshit in there.
Listen, Ninja Theory did Hellblade 1 with cameras that they bought from Home Depot with only 20 people.
Yeah, that's true. I heard that story. Yeah, that they bought
made that game a sensational hit.
They said if Hellblade would have never been successful, they would have had to close down their doors. They said it.
Yeah.
What was I just telling y'all about them? Colin Moriarty. Hey, Colin, if PlayStation had a what Ninja Theory, y'all be saying
put those pictures back up so he could flow.
It would have been done.
Xbox needs to buy more studios.
Or Xbox is not smart enough to buy studios like Ninja Theory, right?
They're upset because they're losing. They've lost spectacularly, and it's killing him.
It hurts. Hey, put those pictures back up there of Colin Moriarty's team because it seemed like that struck a nerve with E-Rock, so E-Rock could flow better.
Man,
notice how they all have that Kratos beard now, right?
Yeah. Oh my! You know what?
Oh God, I hope they're not calling.
You know what?
Y'all guys on fire tonight.
What you say, dear?
I think Hellblade is our God of War. You know, think about it. We got the setting, the story. I think that's ours, and we're gonna. You know, I think that they're terrified of that game. I think.
Man,
I think
I like Dia so much. You know what? I'm gonna lose one of my best friends because Ramo think Dia walk on water. He thinks Dia is Air Jordan, but Dia just praised a character that can't even jump. Dia, do you know Pitfall Harry could jump? Why can Kratos not jump today? This is crazy. So Dia wants us to have a character that can't jump.
This is crazy. Too, and he's not doing it anymore either.
Yeah, knocking trophies off the table and everything.
Guys, this is what you saw with Hellblade 2. And by the way, I finally saw that documentary they made about you called Everywhere, Every Place, All at Once. It was fantastic, brother. Yo, man.
E-Rock, I got to get your thoughts on this, man, because when I saw this earlier, it blew me away. And sometimes when it comes to graphics, I admit, E-Rock, I'm not, you know, sometimes when it comes to graphics, I'm like, whatever. Well, show me how the rest of the game is. But this, how serious it went from the actress face to sinuous. I was stunned, E-Rock. I've never seen a transition like that in video games. And so I need to get your thoughts because this seems like something that you would have turned me on to if I didn't see it first.
Yep.
This is Unreal Engine 5, and we're only beginning to see the beginnings of what Unreal Engine 5 can do. Yes, I know there's other engines out there. There's the Slip Space engine and whatever engine that Bethesda's using for their games and
creation,
whatever proprietary Forza Tech. There's a lot of amazing engines out there, right? but we've already seen enough from right here. We've already seen enough. This is just the tip of the iceberg, guys, of what this is. MetaHuman. It's a program called MetaHuman, right? That Unreal Engine has, and Unreal Engine 5 has all of these suites that you can open up. We saw a dude driving a car today. We saw something called Lords of the Fallen, which looks amazing.
Yeah, they also did a tech demo for Lords of the Fallen. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm warning you on Lords of the Fallen. The first one was a Dark Souls clone, so that's probably going to be the same thing, just with pretty graphics. So I'm just warning you there, E-Rock.
True.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Redfall using They used an Unreal Engine 5 too.
Yes,
no. It don't even look like it's using Unreal Engine 5. That's got to be something else. You know Unreal Engine 5.
Unreal Engine 5. I don't know how they're doing it, but because I just got to look at the video myself.
They can't be using Unreal Engine 5, dude. They can't be. Like that Matrix demo that came out last year is still the best looking non-game or any console. That was Unreal Engine 5 in its infancy.
Yeah.
But you know what, E-Rock though? But what I saw from Redfall, I saw open world where you could open up multiple buildings.
Dude.
When you're expansive like that, you have to spread that RAM out when you can go into detail like that and have multiple entries or multiple access to a certain event.
Zink,
go ahead.
I hate to cut you on the line and stop you. In the Matrix demo, there's cars on the highway, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
The cars are all procedurally generated, right? No. You can zoom away from that shit 100 times, and the fucking cars are still there. They don't get swapped out for no sprites or nothing like that. We've never listen. I know you guys want to up the other engines, okay? I'm telling y'all, as a guy that's seen every fucking thing, right? They Unreal Engine 5 can be used for Hollywood movies. That's how complete this shit is, right? This shit
You saw it in the Matrix demo.
Are you looking at this shit?
But the key thing about that Matrix demo, my boys did that.
That's
from
true.
The coalition.
Coalition did.
The coalition did that.
Well, yeah.
Epic ain't shit. It's the coalition. My boys did that shit. They said, "Hey, Gear." Me and Sega Man was like, "Yeah, Gears did that shit." Wait till you see our shit.
They did it, Zeke, but it's Unreal Engine 5. This is the next. I don't think y'all listening today. This is the next.
Listen to what you're saying.
This is the next inevitable evolution. And look at this transition. How it went from her to you don't even know what's going from her to the graphics. This is the next. They got this shit in there. The reason why all of this shit is possible is this shit called nanite, right? And what nanite can do is it can make a fucking piece of a bag of potato chips on the ground look real. And also besides the nanite, it's this shit called goddamn lumen. Look, guys, don't take my word for it. Fuck anything I'm saying right now. Just go to the Unreal Engine 5 YouTube channel. Look at the goddamn videos, right? And then put your mind at rest about Frostbite and about whatever engine Redfall. I'm sorry, guys. It was just Unreal Engine 5 is the next inevitable step in video game graphics. And if you haven't downloaded the Matrix demo yet, download it because this shit is still to this day unbelievable. And that was Unreal Engine 5 in its infancy. So when you talk about look at Hellblade, look at Ninja Theory, what they're doing with Senua's Sacrifice, that's just the tip of the iceberg. This Unreal Engine 5, this is just unreal, man. This shit is unbelievable. I can't even believe we reached this point this fast, but it's here. Listen, that Matrix demo was so impressive. I had to call Hebot, Unlimited Production of Sega Man, on a Saturday morning. It was like 7 o'clock. It was like, this nigga's crazy. Like, yo, I said, y'all got to see this shit. This is the next fucking step in graphics. And it was a fucking demo. Man, this is on some other shit. And God of War, the next God of War is going to be Unreal Engine 5. Man, forget about it.
You mean Gears of War, but let me say this, E-Rock, just to piggyback at what you were saying. I thought we reached a breaking point with graphics. I thought that what we, the best games, your Red Dead Redemption 2s, I thought those were going to be the best we ever saw. I didn't think I thought technology reached its limits. I was fooled and I was wrong, and I'll never be afraid to admit I was wrong. But when in the Matrix demo, I saw that, and that blew me away. But seeing this, the way that the what's that fucking word I'm thinking of?
Transition.
Transition from the actress to Senua. It just how fluid they did it. It sold me on a level that I didn't think was possible, right? And that listen, I'm not a graphics score by any stretch of imagination, but this seeing this E-Rock, this Hellblade 2 is the first game I felt like, damn, this is what I paid $500 for.
Yeah,
but here, let me jump in here.
Her face is being lit by a ball. It's one of the many things you can do in Lumen. So it's not even really a light source on her face. It's a couple of fucking balls in this shit called Lumen. Yo, man, this shit is fucking crazy. Go ahead.
I want to be consistent because I always talk about things like that. And Shits No Elite, this is, of course, I represent the chat. 7:55 p.m. This is what I was talking about. That Matrix demo looks great, but there wasn't any gameplay beyond walking. Now, that's not to say that it wasn't great, but when Sega Man and I play Gears, when we play that horde mode,
gameplay when you were shooting at the helicopter and at the cars, but it was minimal. But it was like minimal. It was minimal.
Correct. It's minimal, but it's minimal. Like E-Rock,
but that's what the demo was for. The demo was to show you that this shit is possible.
An idea, right? Giving you an idea.
In a sense, that demo Zinc was showing other devs this is what Unreal Engine is going to do.
Yes,
come use our tools for your games, basically.
But what I'm saying is things like that, like E-Rock showed a boss from what was that game, the Harry Potter game? Mm-hmm. Hey man, let me tell you something. A boss from Gears in Horde mode will come at you and scare the shit out of you. Completely scare you. Hey, look, if you play with Sega Man and I, let's say you don't have to play. It's insane, inconceivable, and master is the highest. We could drop down to insane. And if you were on, let's say, like the 13th wave, and one of those bosses came at you, it would kill that boss 100 times over, and it'll look fantastic. But it's moving all over the place. It's in unlimited space. Okay, it's something. It's unbelievable. Okay.
Now put that same boss in Unreal Engine 5 and see what happens. I know you're not a believer yet, but you
no, I'm a complete believer. You know why I'm a believer? Because here's why I'm a believer. Because with Gears is the ultimate Unreal game. And what people don't understand is when we play Horde mode, they are constantly updating Gears to a higher level. And we are seeing things that people don't see because they don't play Gears anymore. But they are constantly updating that game. And it is astonishing what we see.
What if I was to tell you that Gears you playing in Unreal Engine 4? That's that engine in its
They're updating the engine.
Prove me wrong, dude.
Here's how I can prove you. Here's how I can prove you wrong.
That Matrix demo was so ridiculous.
Hey, check this out.
I said to myself, I wish my board is no longer here.
E-Rock, here's how I can prove it to you. Here's how I can prove it to you. See, we go to gameplay. We'll all get on the game. And I don't care if you never played Gears in your life.
We'll do it tonight. I'll
check this out. Not tonight. I got too much going on, dude. This is the highlight. This is the highlight of my life right here, because I just erased total bullshit from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. today. But tomorrow will be a new day. We could play it tomorrow. But if we get Sega Man, E-Rock, you don't have to be good because I'll carry you. I'm in the top 1% in the world.
I hear you.
And hey, you're gonna see so much shit. You're gonna be like, damn, I can't believe this shit is happening. You watch.
I see the chat. I see the chat. I see the chat. Listen, chat. I'm not talking to nobody who hasn't downloaded that Unreal Engine 5 demo, The Matrix. I'm just not. I tooled around with that shit for months. Matter of fact, I never deleted that shit off my hard drive. I deleted a ton of other shit, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, this, that, a whole bunch of bullshit. I didn't delete that. Or that's some kind of shit, Zinc, that when motherfuckers come over your house and be like, "Oh, you play video games?" A chick come over your crib, "You play video games?" I'll be like, "Motherfucker, come over here and look at this shit." Watch. I would show this shit to my sister, right? I haven't showed it to her yet. I was like, just come here for a minute, TC, and come look at how. Remember Pac-Man and Space Invaders? Nigga, come look at this shit. This matter of fact, somebody will come in your living room and see Unreal Engine 5 and be like, "What you watching on TV?" Come on, bro. Just everybody just stop. Matter of fact, I might do Mr. 100 and leave because y'all ain't making no sense tonight.
No,
I remember when the ponies, right? I remember when the ponies, because it has to do with the same conversation, were touting the PT demo because it was supposed to be the so-called Silent Hill was going to be exclusive.
I remember that.
And Norman Reedus was like the thing. And when we saw it, right, because I downloaded the demo, it was very impressive, right? Very impressive. It was in first-person mode and all that stuff. But when you look at that Matrix demo, the only thing you can think of is how a game is going, like Gears. Gears looks amazing now. But Gears on that level of the Matrix and how the Matrix looks, that's gonna blow our fucking minds.
How is that even possible? First of all, you can see that the cars in that Matrix demo is all probably some generic fucking art pieces that they picked out. You can see that the pedestrians are still a work in progress. That's not what the demo is about. The demo is about that they made millions of the pedestrians walking all at once. The demo is about
and they reacted to you.
The lighting,
they reacted to you in a realistic way.
And then you can actually play around with it and see the nanites that shit is made of.
Like, you can change it.
Let me listen to nobody else in this podcast. This is some next level shit.
Let me put this in perspective. Hey, Radiance 96, and of course we respect Radiance. Radiance is a shit. At 8:02 p.m., Radiance said Gears 5 is Unreal 4. How is that more advanced? I'm not saying it's more advanced, but what they did with Unreal Engine 5, they what's the guy? The main guy from Gears, not Cliff Blazinski.
Unreal Engine 5 was still Unreal Engine 4.
Correct. Rod Ferguson said we built Gears 5 with Unreal Engine 5 in mind. And there's so many changes made to that game on a monthly basis, dude. I bullshit you guys not.
I believe you.
You can see it in Gears 5 Horde, okay? And though they continuously make updates to this game, and it is absolutely absurd.
When he said that, because they obviously going to transition the next one into Unreal Engine 5 full-fledged.
Correct.
They have
to. It's going to be wild.
We've never seen graphics jump like this. Like everybody talking about some. The next generation isn't impressive. Like
it's been a while. It almost feels like the transition from.
I'll say this. I'll sorry to cut you off, Hebot and Iraq, but I'll say this. I think games look great already. I thought the best looking game was just going to be like a better looking Red Dead Redemption.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, exactly. A great example, right? That's what I thought next generation graphics were going to be. So seeing stuff like the Metric demo, or in this case Hellblade 2, because it's going to be Xbox
a year later.
Yeah, I did not see this jump. I didn't think it was possible.
Well, the jump feels like when we played
the first time
Dreamcast, like when we did the initial change from Saturn and PlayStation 1, right?
I actually think that the jump from the first time playing Gears was the most impressive graphic jump I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another one. That's another time. Absolutely.
Yeah, when that game came out in like 2005, 2006. That was the first time, HD gaming and all that shit. That was the time of my gaming life where I was like, whoa, how do you top this? And that's what I thought we reached. So when I saw this E-Rock, I'm like,
Right.
oh wow, there's still more you could do graphically. I thought that, so that's why I'm so impressed, E-Rock, because if you would have sat me down and said, look, what more can you do with graphics? I'll tell you, I don't fucking know. I play games like Red Dead, Assassin's Creed, Odyssey, Valhalla, Hogwarts Legacy. These games are fucking beautiful. How do you top that? A month later, Hellblade 2. Okay, you proved me wrong.
Yep.
That's where I'm at with it.
Unlimited Production just said that Lords of the Fallen is probably a Souls-like, and I hate those games. He's probably right, but what they showed, god damn,
what they showed was absolutely stunning.
You took the most generic game, the most generic piece of shit you could have fucking found, and it just looked beautiful. But that's going to be the norm. Like I told my buddy that's no longer here a year ago, he's like, yo, man, this Xbox One is the bomb. I said, now hold on now. Everything looks good. You'll find yourself spending money on garbage. But this Unreal Engine 5 shit is like, this is like, speechless. I'm speechless.
It's like when we saw the fabrics in Rise, Son of Rome.
You can't compare
that. I was like, holy shit, right.
You can't compare this to nothing else. You can't like everything. The Spider-Man engine, all of that shit is out. All of that. Now hold on. Now that's a beautiful game, that Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. But all of that shit is obsolete now, man. After seeing
when you in gameplay, it ain't shit. I don't care about movies. I care about the gameplay. When you're
right, but that's what he's talking about. Because this is the type of quality we're going to get while playing games as well. Right.
I want to say something, but Dia, you wanted to jump in here. Go ahead and get your bars off. Go ahead and show up.
Okay, I just want to bring out a point that nobody is talking about. Okay,
go ahead.
It can
look said we all ain't shit.
Because you guys are missing the point. The point is, where is the talent that could use the engine the best? And it's with Xbox. You have Coalition, which we know they're the masters of Unreal. And look at what Ninja Theory is doing. And also the Coalition has been training all the other studios under Xbox how to use it. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think that means? An engine is only as good as the studio that can use it. And right now, as it stands, as far as I'm concerned, Xbox is leading the way with that. That's
a fact.
This is my first on that engine.
I'm sorry.
This is my first time I would have to disagree with you, Dia, because Unreal Engine, I look at Unreal Engine 5 as being like Adobe Illustrator.
Okay.
You don't have to be. I'm an artist, a graphic designer by trade. That was my original field. Okay. The thing is, if I give you Adobe Illustrator, Dia, you don't have to be a graphic designer to use Adobe Illustrator. Fucking shit, a chimpanzee can use it. A chimpanzee who understands coding can use Unreal. Unreal Engine 5. The only problem with Unreal Engine 5 is now you're going to have these motherfucking independent game guys on Steam making these place marker demos and wanting crowdfunding for this incredible looking shit that's never coming out. That's how like anybody could use this shit. They made it so that any studio could use it. And
but see, E-Rock, her point too is this. This is her point too, though, which I agree too. Is any developer is gonna be able to use it, like you said, because they made it easy. They made the tools easy. Right. But if the game looks good, but don't have the fundamental gameplay there, it's not gonna matter if it looks good.
Hold on. They can not only make it look good, but they can make it.
Only great developers can utilize both and do both.
That's right. That's experience and that's talent. You know.
And here's the thing, you know what? Because it was, I forget the game, but about 2 or 3 weeks ago, somebody was having a problem using Unreal. Still, you have to convey that Unreal Engine to the talent of an Xbox, and you still have to get the most out of the Xbox. You have to get the most out of the PlayStation 5. But the realist one said something here. The realist one said at 8:04 p.m., he said, Gears isn't gunning for hyper realism either. Let me tell you something, the realist. I can carry you through Gears also. Like one of the times, this is how realistic Gears.
Somebody cut his mic.
Oh man.
Pony
he was talking too much bullshit. So he was talking so much bullshit. The Unreal guys cut his mic.
Listen to this. You talk about realism. Kate would A guy would be on his knees. She'd kick his head off. She'd turn her rifle upside down, use it as a baseball bat, and hit his head. When she hit that head would carom off of whatever it hit. And if it didn't hit anything, it would keep going. The trajectory and the physics are phenomenal.
Zink, man.
What happened?
Zink, do you got Superman vision noticing that shit? Because if I was playing Gears, I would not notice. I would not notice any of that in the middle of combat.
Unlimited, I noticed all of the little things.
It is there. It is there.
I'm not. Trust me, I know it's there. I'm just saying, man.
Dude,
I never heard anybody break it down like that. Zink be like, man, when you racing on Forza, you could see the part where the tire splits in half and the guy turned and crashed. I'm like, shit, Zink, I was just trying to win the race.
If it don't have nothing to do with Xbox, Zink ain't trying to hear it. You could be one of them cats be like, yo, man, I just got back from the moon. It's awesome. Well, I was at Prospect Park last weekend. Let me tell you, Zink gonna talk you up, man. Something I was saying was just lost in translation. All I'm saying, guys, is as far as visuals, we've never seen anything before like Unreal Engine 5. There's nothing out there that's even comparable
to
the
next level.
Of course,
the next level.
Of course, developers are going to have to fucking know how to code to make the game work. Look at how many people have been bitching about the downfall of WWE 2K and how it's got fucking collision errors and collision detection problems and how some soccer games are better than the others. Of course, you're still going to need to know how to code, but to have these kind of graphics out of the box from a fucking kit that you fucking order for I don't know how many millions of dollars from the people from Unreal is just this is the next real shit. And basically all the Matrix demo was to say, hey, listen, Ninja Theory, y'all can do this now. Here, it's up to you to figure out how to make Senua's Sacrifice. But we gave you the fucking tools to make a game that now looks cinematic. Forget about God of War. Forget about anything you've seen before. Forget about even Gears of War. We now got some truly cinematic shit that Warner Brothers is going. Yeah, Unity is comparable. Realist. Yeah. I'll give Unity that. Here's some shit now that Warner Brothers and Disney can use. Disney needs this shit because their special effects look like fucking garbage. So Disney needs to buy like a whole truckload of Unreal Engine 5. But like, we finally got some shit here, Unlimited Production, where we can now make graphics that look cinematic. Yeah. Because that shit we just seen with Senua's face is unfucking real, and that was in real time. And these guys have no reason to lie. What we're seeing here, they have no reason to lie. We are finally here, and I believe that a lot of engines are going to be obsolete. This is going to be the de facto engine going forward, the way the Unreal Engine 3 was the de facto engine going forward after, Gears of War dropped back in 2006. And the whole fucking landscape of gaming changed. Everybody was rushing now to get Unreal Engine. Yo, man, it is what it is. But what we're amazed at is how fast it happened. Because I was just playing in 2020, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I was telling Hebot and everybody, and especially Sega, man, yo, man, you gotta see the fucking lighting on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You gotta see the lighting. There's moments when the lighting goes over the grass and over the trees and over the mountains where it looks unbelievable. And you're gonna fucking tell me that Unreal Engine 5 has leapfrogged over past that? I wouldn't have believed you until that damn Matrix demo dropped. Guys, don't kill the messenger. I'm just here to tell you the future is here. We should be rejoicing. We should be fucking happy. And here's the thing. It can run on the Xbox Series S. So how powerful is that fucking thing?
And the key is to everything that we all talking about. We all have our different things. Mm-hmm. It's the Xbox developers that are using Unreal to its fullest. Anyway.
Right.
Well, that's what Dia alluded to. Yeah. Absolutely.
And Dion Hayes. Oh, go ahead.
No,
I
was just pointing out the history of how long they've been working with the engine, how they work with Epic, and what they're doing now. They were at the forefront of it. That all that experience is coming to your Xbox games, and that's what I wanted to focus on. And they're sharing what they learned with the other studios, so that gives Xbox a leg up. It doesn't mean that other people can't do it. It means that what's coming with them is talent and experience.
They got an advantage.
Oh, sorry. I thought you
I'm
were done.
sorry, and you
My apologies.
cannot fabricate that. That's something that's natural, that's built in, and no tool can give you that. That it takes time. You have to develop that, and I know this because I like to draw. I took art courses, and one thing that I learned is that it's your talent that has to come through a tool. Okay, I don't care how good the tool is. If you're not able to utilize it to its fullest, if you don't have the natural innate talent, it's not going to look better than maybe somebody else's. And that's the only point I wanted to bring out. That's all.
Yeah, and you're absolutely spot on. And to tie everything together, Dion Hayes here said Microsoft made a deal to use Unreal Engine 5 first with Epic. Everybody else will be able to use it, and Epic is open for business for everybody to use Unreal Engine 5. That's what's up, man. And to tie it all together, as Xbox fans, we are going to be in heaven because games like Sun's State of Decay 3, as the realist pointed out, Avowed, the game that I've been looking forward forever for Obsidian. The Outer Worlds 2, these are games off the top of my head that's going to be using Unreal Engine 5. So if you were impressed with what you saw with Hellblade, you're going to see that in Avowed. You're going to see that in State of Decay 3. You're going to see it in so many Xbox games that another narrative about the fucking graphics from is going to die because no Sony engine compares to any of that. It's true. It's true. All right.
Hey, man, the chat is just crazy, man.
I'm not arguing with you, but
Unlimited. I had this argument so many times because I know what Radiant was alluding to about the hyper real. A lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, look at the character models in like Horizon Zero Dawn and in Death Stranding, whatever." And I'm like, dude, I put up pictures showing comparisons of Hive Busters, of Years 5. And there's so many, they're hyper realistic. I mean, Marcus looks real as fuck. You know what I mean? And his son, and so does Kate. It's just people who have this mentality that they swear that because Sony does mocap all the time, and I'm not talking about Radiant, I'm talking about the ponies on Twitter. They swear that because they do always all this mocap for every game that they have the best. Like when Quantic Dreams did all those games look like that because they were only narrative games. They were only stories.
Yeah,
barely no gameplay. There was barely any gameplay, and that's
no
why
gameplay is an understatement, man. And that quantum drink, the game with the robots, I think Detroit or some bullshit. You literally, E-Rock, man, you literally do shit like push square to swipe the floor. No, I don't play that shit, man. That's the shit that I insult Sony games for all the time.
Well, what Unreal Engine 5 is doing is making games that look like that were only narrative driven, right? That actually are going to have gameplay that look like that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why it's such a big deal.
The realist brought up a classic. I thought you knew only the PS5 could run the Unreal Engine 5 because of the power of the SSD. I forgot about that, man. That's right.
That aged badly.
hey, I know. Hey, man, that aged as badly as David Hasselhoff. Hey, look, Unlimited, man. I had said myself. Somebody in the comment section said something. This is very brilliant. Somebody has said that we're reaching a point of diminishing returns with video game graphics. And all I got to say to that person in the comments section is, I said that same shit 4 years ago. I said that shit. I said that shit back in 2018 when I saw Forza Horizon 4, and I said it can't get any better than this.
Yeah.
I said that when I saw Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I said, man, look at this the way this light is naturally going over this grass.
Shit, when we saw Quantum Break. Quantum Break is another one.
Yeah, but he bought like Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a step beyond even Quantum Break. What I'm trying to say is that now there's no such thing as diminishing returns on graphics. We're not going to reach the uncanny valley. There's no diminished returns, and I'll tell you why. You just saw Unlimited Production play a demo of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, where the Senua actress, you saw her being motion captured, and it switched seamlessly to metahuman. We are in a new. I know people want to diminish these graphics. I learned the hard way they can't be diminished. Not after seeing that Matrix demo, and that was this engine in its infancy. Now with Senua's Sacrifice, we're seeing what Unreal Engine 5 can do. And if anybody's worried about the gameplay, it's up to the goddamn developers to know how to code. Like as far as the game,
I'm
like,
not.
Right,
The
right.
gameplay is the one thing that I
well,
Xbox makes fun games, and I can't think of the last Xbox game where gameplay wise I didn't enjoy it.
exactly. I'm gonna give you guys an example. I'm a huge wrestling fan. I only just recently, a few years ago, started buying the wrestling games again. Like so far, as far as the WWE games,
Mhm.
2K games, and visual concepts have fallen off. It's just nothing but a fucking cash grab, right? 2K19 was the best thing we ever played. We loved it. And then 2K22 came out with these high resolution textures, right? And made 2K19 look like you was looking at that shit like somebody had put Vaseline over your fucking eyes. That's how beautiful 2K22 looked, right? But it had collision detection problems, glitches. You tell your wrestler to go right, he goes left. You tell your wrestler to hit somebody in the face, your wrestler scratches his balls. Like, so it don't matter how pretty the graphics is. It's up to the developers to know how to fucking code, right? All Unreal Engine is a tool like Adobe Illustrator, right? So
Mhm.
like they alluded to, shit, right? If you don't have any artistic inclinations, you probably won't catch on to Adobe Illustrator too quick. Like my former graphic design teacher, Bill Woody, used to always say, E-Rock, that's too busy. That's too busy. What the fuck you mean that's too busy? He meant take some shit away because you're making a fucking mess over here. Okay? But like it's up to the developers to know how to code so that we don't have collision detection problems. And
Right.
again, it looks like $1,000,000. Like WWE 2K22 looks like $1,000,000 and plays like about $25. So that
Right.
there it is. Like how many folks complained about NBA Live so much that NBA Live went away? I wish Madden would go away, but it's not. So you could make a game look pretty. All Unreal Engine is the next inevitable step in visuals. We now have visuals that will be beyond anything you've seen on any of these consoles. But again, like Dia said, and like Zink alluded to, it's up to the developers to know how to code and know how to make this shit work, or else you're gonna have a glitchy fucking game. Like, no offense, I'm not picking on Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077 looked
Oh
amazing,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it had its problems. It had its problems. And how about Cyberpunk? I said to Cyberpunk, damn, video games can't look any better than this.
Oh man.
Let's
Yeah.
move on, please.
Yeah. No, you're spot on, man. You're spot on. You're spot on with everything. And you're talking to somebody who absolutely loves Cyberpunk. It's in my
Yeah.
Hall of Fame of
Yeah.
games. Love that game. But just because I love the game doesn't mean that I didn't see, the issues it may have had. And with that said, we're gonna give our final thoughts and wrap everything up. Hey, Tuck, you still there?
No, Tuck, he don't give
Yeah.
a damn. He don't give a damn about your format or my format or Sega Man's format. He just ducks out as needed.
Yeah, well, that's all right, man. Hey, everybody follow Tuck Master where he does the Xbox Lives. Then,
No, I'm here, y'all. I'm here.
well, that's Tuck in a nutshell, E-Rock. I should have called Hebot first, then Tuck would have spoke.
It's a very, very nice door. You'll get broadcast with y'all guys. Knowing that I didn't have to say much because me and Sega Man did the broadcast early, and I just said everything right then and there. So I just listen to everything what y'all had to say, and everything is dead point on what y'all had to say.
Oh, so you gave Sega Man all you had, but said fuck Unlimited, huh?
We just did one this morning.
I know, man. I know, Chuck. I know.
So now I just wanted to just be quiet and just let y'all do y'all thing.
What would life be? What would life be if we didn't review or if Zink didn't catch us on the lie?
Well, this is your boy DJ Tuck Master. I'm the original pony killer, and I can't stand ponies, and I hope they don't like me at all. So, with that being said, hey, peace.
Yeah, hey, that's what's up. Hey, Daya, 4568. As always, thank you for joining us, the First Lady of Chat. Give us your final thoughts and your outro.
I'm just very happy these days with what Xbox is doing, and I hope everybody else is. And I gotta say that Senua Hellblade 2 demo or whatever that was it blew me away. I'm still like, I don't have words for that really, because
what exactly?
it's it's rare when I actually don't. It's something that just puts me in a place like that because I've been in gaming for so long. But I just say this, guys, you guys are lucky. You're lucky because this is a
Mhm.
game that's going to come to you, not a demo, not a graphics where you're walking down a street. You're going to play graphics that look like that on that engine because you know that Ninja Theory is shooting for the world right now. So I mean, gosh, if you're not happy being an Xbox gamer right now, please leave. Just leave the ecosystem. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
reason for you to be here anymore.
Look,
So,
hey, Dez. Every other fandom I could think of could have issues. If you're a Marvel fan, it's not the best for Marvel movies. For DC fans, they're in a transition. For Star Trek fans, it's a low point. For Star
right.
Wars fans, it's a low point.
It's a funeral.
Yeah, it's a funeral, man. For
Yeah.
for pretty much anything, man. And if you're a fan of anything except for Xbox, like Xbox fans, we have a damn near perfect right now because I can't think of a damn flaw with the
I'm
console.
happy as heck. I got more games than I can play. I'm every it seems like every week or two. I'm looking at games. I say, oh my gosh, it's more games, and I don't have enough time. Okay, I'm buying some games just to put in my backlog for the lull, but it has been no lull. I can't find the time to play everything. And then I see something like this. So now I'm telling myself, I got to play Hellblade again. I got to do it before, because if it comes out at the end of this year, I'm going to have to be ready. So it's just unbelievable time. And just, and the ponies breaking down, they're breaking down bad, man. It's
played Hellblade, Dia?
No, I haven't.
Oh
I'm
my
going to
God,
play it.
how
It's
could
in my
you?
backlog.
No. I'll give her a pass because I don't play every game either. So
I don't
How
have
could
some
you?
games are just
Oh my
longer
God.
than I don't have the time.
It's
But
it's
I am gonna play that
it's
before it comes
fantastic.
out.
It's
I've
fantastic.
I've
You'll be
seen the
impressed.
gameplay. I just haven't had the time to do it. So sometimes I have to do that.
Okay, no
But
problem.
but yeah, I got so many games. Some of them are open world and stuff. So like when you got games like that, good luck trying to get through it all. I can't do it, I just don't have the time. But I am getting through Hellblade because I like that game. I said, wow, I'm interested in that game. I wanted to get it. That was before I was on Game Pass, and so now I'm just gonna play it on Game Pass. That was before I had that. But yeah, I like Hellblade. I like what they're doing, and to me, it's just. Oh man, Ninja Theory. I still can't believe that guy said that about Ninja Theory. I'm sorry, I'm getting off. I just can't believe it. But anyway, you guys be excited for what's coming. Understand that this is what Xbox has been working to, and it's only going to get better. We're at the beginning of this gen, and it's only going to get better. People have just started really using that engine, and the games are just started coming out. Wait for the titles we don't know about. I just want you guys to stay excited. And we're heading into E3, guys. Get ready. It's going to stay at this high and enjoy your games. Keep looking out for what's coming out next on Game Pass. If you're on Xbox, there's been great titles there too to buy. I'm about to purchase something. So yeah, just keep enjoying it and just don't let the ponies take you down. They're having nervous breakdowns right now. So just do that and stay happy and stay gaming.
Well
Hey,
put.
real quick, was Dia closing out the show today?
No.
Oh well, good. Hey, I gotta get out of here, but I want to reiterate, man, what I said in the green room a long time ago.
Yeah.
This is my buffer, dude. It was a rough day today, but this made my damn day. I wanted to say something else, but we have the first lady here. But this made my day. Just hanging out with you guys, the fellas in the chat. This is a buffer that everyone needs. You don't have to resort to drinking to make things worse. Talking about games is the third most important thing that I do. Okay, this made my day. Just hanging out with the chat, hanging out with this team here. I'm glad the first lady was here. A woman brings a different perspective to things, but this made my freaking day. I'm about to pull an E-Rock. I'm about to pull an E-Rock and go and take care of my mother. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Take care,
All right, brother.
Yep. Take care.
Be
Take
good,
care,
puppy.
Zach. But before E-Rock and Hebot do their final thoughts, Toolman, thank you, man. He said your group and your podcast are the truest, most factual, common sense piece of discussion that is a joy to watch, learn, and listen from. Thank you, Toolman, for the compliment.
Appreciate it.
But Hebot, the world's most powerful gamer, give us your final thoughts and your outro.
Listen, what I wanted to say was, my final thoughts is, it's been positive Xbox news because you haven't heard nothing from my favorite dick puller, Paul Tassi. That means they blew. That means they blew that boy's back out. Xbox blew his back out. He can't walk. He's done. I told you. That's why you haven't heard from him. You know it. That's how you know we're doing good over here, and we eating good over here, like our brother saying, man.
That's right.
No, it's always fun to jump in, guys. Whether it's late, whether it's early, for a little bit, for a long time, it's always fun with the panel, obviously with the chat, and with brothers that we understand. We understand each other and spoken and been real with each other for a long time. So. I think that's part of the success of having great conversation when we do the shows. Because there's not really, we don't talk and disagree and then get mad and stop talking. You understand? We continue going forward and we express our feelings, but then we kind of unify them all together, all the ideas, all the thoughts, and we say, hey, we all kind of made sense and we all made good points. So it could be a little bit of everything, right, so to speak. So I think, again, that's what makes a great podcast and great conversation, when you have that chemistry and that understanding of each other. And Dia, you've just been, kind of a piece of it, but not like as a natural progression. You came in and you're doing the same thing. It's like you were been here since like the beginning, right?
Oh, yes.
Which makes it great. Which makes it great. Especially that it's from a woman's perspective and also from a real gamer girl perspective, which we know that can be a little bit fluffy sometimes or iffy.
Right.
So yeah, guys, go subscribe to all the guys. Keep supporting us the best you can, because every time you support us, all you do is give us an opportunity to be better, bigger, and greater for you guys, right? To keep growing. And that's pretty much the bottom line. Without the chat, we're nothing. So just keep giving us that support. Keep tweeting us out. Let other people know so they can come join us and check us out. And it was fun, like always. Unlimited, thank you for the invite. I know this is this is like my home as well. This is my other home. I have like 5 podcasts that I do at all my homes. So
there's gonna be a 6 because you and Day are gonna do the He-Man podcast.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started. Yeah, for real.
We gotta close the show, so try not to get started.
So yeah, it was great, guys, and big shout outs to the chat and to you guys in the panel. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. E-Rock X, man, last but not least, my big brother in the game. Man, me and you, we often on the same wavelength. And as always, you were fantastic. Give us your final thoughts, man, and let them know where they could find you.
Hey, you can find me on my channel. It's always great to show up and have a chat with these great gamers here who are knowledgeable and know how to have fun. And from time to time, man, I always got to get into it with either my boy 100, Hebot, Tuck, or even Outer Zinc. Outer Zinc is like that older uncle you got that drinks Merlot, watches NASCAR, and you take him outside to see the Christmas lights. And he's like, those little lights on the left aren't twinkling. So of course he wouldn't be impressed. But guys, we are living in a new era. It's coming from a guy who said graphics can't get any better than this. Like those Unreal Engine demonstrations today were impressive. And my only regrets is that, again, I do from time to time think about a good friend of mine who loved his gaming. He's no longer with us. I just wish he had seen this, because we never imagined when he brought over his Super Nintendo, and we played Donkey Kong Country and Mortal Kombat. We never imagined that video games will go from that to this. So you younger kids, they're in your 30s and your 20s, bitching and crying and moaning. Y'all are living in a utopia, right? Yeah. I'm not beholden to the past. You ain't never going to hear me say, yo, man, we had it better back in the day with Gears of War. But man, look, we surpassed that. We had it better back in the days with Donkey Kong Country and Sonic. No, man, we passed that. We had it better back in the days with the Atari 2600. Man, what? We had it better back in the day with the Xbox 360. Please, that archaic mess, man, you guys, you have everything at your fingertips.
Well, we have better is that we've been able to experience all of it since day one.
Yeah, true. I'm not knocking it, but I'm neither beholden to the past nor wish to go back to it.
Yeah.
Wish to go back to having fucking 3 colors on screen. Did you now have Nanite and Unreal Engine 5, and man, this is your time to be a gamer. Get off of Twitter, enjoy these games, and if you get a chance, go out and get some air. And that's my rant, man. It's great to be here. And Unlimited, thanks for having me.
Awesome stuff. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you for joining, chat. Y'all guys were, as always, absolutely fantastic. As always, the chat was just great. And all right, everybody, keep it gaming, keep it positive. You know how we do, and we are out.
Bye.